problem is as well, you look at Bind, I think they're on something like an 8 or 9 win streak on Bind as well on the side of G2, and they've beaten FPX twice on it. So sure, they will have made some adaptations. Sure, they were close, but it's going to be a tough one. Agent pick-wise, I know we're going to be getting into this. I think the only one we have to look at is maybe pyth and Davidp. pyth, as said, has been moving back towards his Cypher, and that's interesting. Ooh. So he's actually going to switch it up again. As said, I was wondering if he'd pick the same as his opponent. In this case, that's evidently not true, and going to spice it up a little bit.
It's going to be very interesting indeed. And of course, Davidp, the last man to be picked out for G2 Esports, is going to be going with Sage. I'm liking this one, James.
Oh, I'm loving it as well. This is him staying true to it, right? He says it's viable on Ascent. He's proving that it can be done while other teams may want to go away from it. He wants to stand strong in it. So the Killjoy on pyth, Davidp having his Sage. The only difference that we expect to see here, we expect to see the same stuff from FPX as well. The only thing, right, is that when it comes to Ascent, it's like Meddo, he is sticking to that Cypher. He's always going to stick to that Cypher. We spoke about it in the interview when it came to it. But you wonder, like, does he maybe start to mix around a little bit more? Does Angel allow him that at any point? Could that be a difference maker? Could that be a big enough chance of it?
Yeah, that is a good question indeed. And Mitch, as well, what are you making of these agents now? We can see them all lined up for both of our teams.
I think it's very much what we expect from these guys. You know, we see G2, it's the same lineup that they've gone with the last 4 times they've played here, and it's been versus NIP, Bonk, Rix, and Need More DM, pretty respectable teams. So I'm not surprised that they're not
going to be a treat indeed. James and Mitch, take it away.
Oh, that is right, Freya. This is the grand final. It's a best of 5. It's FunPlus Phoenix taking on G2 Esports. G2 Esports have a 1-map lead because they came from the upper bracket. FPX fought through the lower bracket and had that horrible start against G2. Both maps ending 13-3 in the favor of G2 Esports. Now they've got to show us a different face. Now, Mitch, we've done many of these Ignition Series Grand Finals. This is the last one for an Ignition Series here in Europe. We don't have a crowd, but we do have all of you amazing people in Twitch chat. So make some noise. Get ready for this. This is going to be great no matter how it goes down. Let's get it on.
The energy being brought by Banks is unrivaled. Let's see if there's enough energy over on the FPX side to make up for what happened last time. They've given up mid control. They're in a little bit of danger because Davidp, he's already snuck around the side, but they haven't checked their close left. 1, 2, maybe 3, running out of ammo, but Shadow does well to pull that back into a world where FPX can win. And Angel, he's doing it all.
Angel again with the Sheriff in his hand. He's trying to make the magic happen. It's all on ardiis. You told us you walk on water. You told us you do something with some brilliance as well. And you start off with 1 kill, but you've got no option to heal yourself up. You've got to play this like a god. He's waiting for the push to come through. But FPX aren't going to give it to him just yet. Trying to gather some extra information here. And he doesn't want to plant it. He knows he's got plenty of time. So he's going straight in for the kill. But Zyppan, he's razor sharp with that aim. He delivers the headshot. And this is the confidence booster we were talking about that is needed for the likes of FPX and Shadow. My man, him and Angel, pistol power right now.
Absolutely. That's what we wanted to see, Banks. As you said, the confidence booster that they needed. And if you're FPX in that position, you know, the fact that there were 2 players in market is really what won them that round. Davidp finds the first, but you'll never expect another guy to be there. Why would you? And they just shred. Great work by Shadow to find that double connection. And with that now 1-0, it's only pistols to come through from G2. And as you're seeing, it is decimation from the get-go. He didn't take full damage. They've invested. Yeah, they've taken out their marshals. They've not. G2 are playing their aggressive game again. That's my bad for presuming that they'd be playing sensibly and safely, but that is not how G2 play. But unfortunately, they're being wrecked.
Is this going to give them 3 rounds more already from the beginning, potentially? You know, can we see the 3-0 start off strong here for FPX? Ardiis is dancing around a little bit, but it won't be long for him to stand strong. So I'm all down for this, right? Because this has already given them more rounds than what they had on the first time around. FPX need to bring a whole new level to this. And that's what we've been wanting to see from these guys.
You know, at the end of the day, it is all about finding the confidence for FunPlus Phoenix. And really, why I say that is not the typical, like, oh, you got to, play your own game, feel comfortable. No, it's because G2 consistently, when they play against FPX, they get given way too much space. They feel way too comfortable. And I think an element of that might be down to how individually strong this G2 lineup is, that even when FPX try to fight, they just get smacked back. Look at that little boost up on top of the wall straight away. The benefits of a Sage being shown by Davidp indirectly as a tag goes down, lighting up their rays of Zyppan to 49 health, the slow to keep him in position, and he's only barely able to make it away, burning up most of his utility as he goes. This is a great start for G2 in that sense on the short battle, but unfortunately, they've lost a lot of their players.
Yeah, this is not what they would have wanted to see early on with this. Zyppan trying to use the blast packs to his benefit. Not much the paTiTek's going to be able to see from that for the moment, as Meddo's working his way forward. This is easy for them to play into. Just a killjoy to find, and poor pyth's already down on 34 health. Easy finish off for Zyppan. This is what we expected, though, given what we'd seen. Now it's the real test. Now it's the real time to see what FPX can go up against, right? Can they deal with the might that is G2?
Never an easy task, Banks. Never an easy task at all. But at least they're starting it out the right way at the end of the day. The amount of damage they've managed to do, the confidence that must be brewing over on the FPX side. Remember, G2 came in, they force bought round 2. They even had some decent weapons in round number 3. So this hasn't been an easy road for FPX, but now they do come up against the full buy. And this is something that Shadow talked about. The fact that they never find those early rounds. They never win the pistols, but then they come in with the first buy round. Well, if they manage to do that, they will be well ahead on G2's favorite map.
Oh, not the start that Angel would have wanted there, though. Mixwell opening it up. Grab himself the ult orb. He's taking some damage and wants to avoid being spammed. Just see how quickly he decides to get out of there. But the benefit is Davidp can still heal him up, right? So it's the unusual. Only on this map do they still opt for this Sage to come into play. And I love the fact that G2 didn't commit to this B site.
You should run.
They know how FPX like to try and rotate this around. The killjoy is going to come into play. Trading out kills for now. Davidp's gone down, actually. And that's way before Mixwell even had a chance of getting healed up. They're going to try and push up into the A site. And Meddo's actually in a good spot. He'll be avoided. He won't be detained. He can actually cause some damage, but he doesn't have the weaponry to fight up against paTiTek. And ardiis, he's getting up close and personal. He's going straight up on those rafters for the final kill. G2 with weapons in the hand, looking a lot better, to say the least.
Hey, first time I've actually seen G2 focused. I'll be completely honest. In this tournament, genuinely, every time we've switched their cams, they've looked like they're...
Miles.
Yeah, they look like they're playing a matchmaking game and they're 13-0 up, just chilling like, haha, yeah, how you doing? What's up? But now, they're not in streamer mode, they're in gamer mode, because FPX have come in and they've shown them, you know, we're here to play. And it's not even down to the fact, okay, they win the pistol, who cares? It's how they did. Shadow sneaky play, Angel building up a bit of confidence. Second round, they get up in their face, they take the aggressive fight straight away. That's something we haven't seen from FPX for quite a while. And a face I'm happy to see on them. This is dangerous. He's seeing them all. Shao in with one, and lucky that he only gets away with one, to be honest.
Oh, the shock darts as well. He's looking to end a few more lives. He's done a hell of a lot of damage here. The ult orb's going to be picked up, and well, Shao's going to hear it all at least. If he wants to have another go, another spam.
Will not kill my ally.
Oh, they're resin? That's dangerous.
Already.
It was to try and bait that player out into peeking so that the jet could come through, but Mixwell didn't actually spot him on the updraft. Gets out on the site. Oh, he distracts so paTiTek can get the kill, but Shao still coming through with wall bangs. Took down Davidp from below. That's ridiculous. And they maintain an advantage.
G2, though, they're not pushing into the site just yet. They want FPX to make a mistake before they try and push on it. The ult's going to be used by ardiis. He's trying to force him out of Boathouse. It's not going to work out. He's done a bit of damage, but Mixwell will finish him off. 3-2. G2 still on the back foot, but they know they can try and get this done. They've got the position, but it's trying to get that spike plant in. It may now be too difficult. Zyppan comes round. He's making it work. Then FPX up 4-1. They bounce back straight away. They do not want to let off of G2. They want to keep applying that pressure and put them in an uncomfortable position that they're not often found in.
This is looking good, Banks, straight away. And a big mistake by G2 not having someone looking for that recon. Definitely a frustrating opening duel to lose. And then for Davidp getting shut down by a random spam through the wall a little bit later on hurts even more. At this point, you know, that's straight away. It's the Shao machine, the Odin, that we've seen so many times do the damage. It's had the impact in the very early stages of this game.
Now ardiis getting the recon in early. FPX keeps his super defensive. Meddo loves to play from this position. He's trying to spam him up, trying to soften him up a little bit here. G2 may have full control, but look how low Pip's been put already. Zyppan straight in with the ult, fires it off, but he doesn't really have the information to do that with. It doesn't connect, it doesn't really achieve anything for him, but FPX still have the numbers advantage in this round. Shadow trying to get some spam on go, but it's all about this push in. How do they find their way in? Nicely done by Zyppan. He's in full form, in full force. He is wrecking G2 right now. Only paTiTek remains. And it's an easy kill for Meddo. He could not move. They were completely ready for him. And a flawless round. And look at the smiles, rightly so.
Whew. Well, they heard paTiTek's TP over towards middle, so that's unfortunate. His position was kind of given away as he ran back on up. And all in all, that is a huge round for them. Zyppan, we said that he's one of the players that cannot be quiet. He cannot be silent. And 11-1. This guy is on fire. He's just carrying the team through these opening rounds. And on a 5-1 scoreline, this is the most threatened G2 have ever looked on this map, without a doubt.
Oh, Shao looking to get aggressive here. I love it. Tries to spam up the corner, needs to back away. Some shots come out towards him. A very chaotic first start to the round. Just results in 1-for-1 trades, but Shao is so low. And this is the problem here for him. Shadow wanting to play off the edge of it. Oh, and he's tagging him up nicely. Beautiful work being done there. The teamwork comes into play. The ability's paying off for him, but will they be aware of how far ardiis has got? Oh, the drone spots him out. And Angel puts him down. The teamwork, the synergy that we spoke about with FPX is starting to flourish here, at least at the beginning for Ascent. Wow. You got to think about this, Mitch, right? Whoever had the team talk at the beginning before they went into this final, it must have been one of those epic, you know, those movie moments where you've got like the sergeant giving it before they go over the hill. It's like one of those kind of things. Yeah. I hope Blast have something like that recorded, because we spoke about it, them needing to be hyped up, them needing to have some confidence. Right now, we've got a game on our hands, and this is million times better than what we saw from them yesterday.
By far, by far. You know, Banks, you know me. You know me pretty well. I'm a critical person. I'm a negative guy. You know, I'm going to sit in a position where it's 6-1 often versus G2 and go, yeah, these guys, it doesn't matter. I'll point out every reason that they won the round that G2 should still win. But in this instance, I've got nothing. I've got nothing for G2 to give them excuses in this. FPX are looking way better than what we've seen before. Okay, another opening duel lost. The trades are there. Angel punished this time, going down through middle. That's a good start. Do they know Meddo's in this corner? I don't think so. That walkout on mid by Davidp certainly doesn't seem to indicate it, but they've spotted him now with the drone. He puts a cage down, but a little bit too late. G2 winning this one off the back of Mixwell, popping off with the operator. And hey, that's good enough for me. A round win's a round win. 4K on the board. Now, FPX have lost that. Do they do it again? Do they give those opportunities away? Probably not, but here's the upside, Banks. That was a very aggressive play. That's what we've seen from FPX so far. Even like rewind to the previous round, they lost a player on Catwalk, and immediately Meddo pushed out Catwalk to try and trade. The player was already gone, but he maintained the control late round. Now they might be a little bit more skittish about going out for those kills is the only thing, about going out for that aggressive map control now that Mixwell's really chimed up.
This is the point, right? It was a total of 6 rounds across 2 maps last time. Now they're already up 6-2. One thing we touched on is Mixwell didn't need to be activated, and well, Angel's going to put an end to him despite that good round he had on the previous. The rest of G2 have been dominating, but Angel, this confidence, this push play, the spikes on the floor now as well. 2v5 and G2, they don't know what on earth just happened to them. They're second-guessing themselves at this stage, and I would be as well.
Start around TP from Angel, just so aggressive, and it worked out perfectly. Shot missed as well, but Shao shutting them down. That was a gorgeous round by Angel. And hey, I love exactly what they just proved there. In a previous round, they get shut down by some of the aggression they were trying, getting slapped back, getting punished for it. And so I'm like, oh, well, Bankston, maybe they're not going to play aggressive this round because of it. And I don't want to see them turtle up again. Angel's like, yeah, I'm a TP their spawn. I got this.
Now,
You know-
G2, though, it's how they deal with this. It's how they handle all of it, Mitch. I think that's the key thing, right? Because they've been down, and we've seen them make incredible comebacks. You remember that game we covered of them, where they were down like 10-2, and they won 13-11, and we're like, yep, just G2 things. It always happens. But they've never been pressured by a team like FPX. Like, we ignore the one that happened at LID, because it's obviously... Oh my God, Shadow. Here we go. I'll stop what I'm saying because I want to focus on this man on your screen right now. Operator in hand. And he's delaying what G2 were trying to achieve. He's even going back out for more of a cheeky peek. He wants some more of that action thrown his way. And Meddo's pushed up here at A main, and this could be a real problem for him. pyth goes down, and he's been not having a great game. I've been saying he's been Mr. Consistent over and over again for G2 throughout this entire tournament. I've been overly impressed with what this guy's been able to achieve. But in this game where FPX are showing a new level, well, he's been put on the struggle boat.
This is a pretty unbelievable performance from them. 7 on the board already, looking for 8. Davidp, good for 1 kill. How much more can he get? He's close to his ult at this point, but he's been shot in the back. 2 seconds on his heel, but he can't even get it up in time. Angel's there to shut him down, avoid some bullets from paTiTek, and the Battle of the Omens comes through. paTiTek not winning it this time, as 8-2 we go. FPX looking better than they ever have. That is for damn sure. And G2, they said, ardiis straight up said last time they played FPX, it was a combination of FPX playing worse than they ever have and G2 playing the best game of their lives. Well, now it seems like we've gone for a bit of a flip-flop on that, Banks.
Oh, yeah, massively. Well, oh, well.
As a wise man once said,
keep it up.
my favorite quote is how the turntables.
Again, he's trying to spam it up. A little bit too high this time around for young Shao. And G2 want to try and push on it. ardiis is popping his ult. He's trying to make it connect, but he's not finding too much success. Angel's falling in the meantime, and they're running round G2. Even with lesser weaponry, they want to make this happen. Shao, what are you doing? You can't do this. You can't get away with that. Straight up in their grills, and he makes this possible when it was looking like a almost clear round for G2.
This guy's just pushed them with an Odin. What's
That's
he doing?
confidence, Mitch. That's the confidence we wanted to see from Shao. Zyppan's in there, the showstopper as well. And it wasn't just the showstopper that hit G2. It was Shao with the Odin in hand, up close and personal. 9-2, and FunPlus Phoenix, they are alive. I want to hear these comms out of G2.
Yeah. Oh, man. The reality is, versus a team that can actually challenge them, we have never seen G2 in this position. They're not the underdogs in a matchup, ever. They're 1-0 up already in a BO5, and Ascent's pretty much a guaranteed win. That's what I was saying in the pre-show, you know? If we just kind of follow a train of thought, it's like, okay, already 1-0, they win Ascent. Even if they lose Bind, they're still so far ahead that the match is theirs. But in this position, that might not be so true. We could be in for one hell of a finals.
Oh, no, Shadow. He's been playing that angle a couple of times now. Yes, he's mixing it up, but mixwell's always ready and waiting for it. But Davidp up high, and Angel even gets away with the second kill. G2 are going to try and push on this, but Shao is still in boathouse, and this could be a problem. They may know his position for now, but he's going to tag him up again, and he's going to frag him up as well. He's not done yet. He's trying to put the end to more of them, but he can just wait for his teammates to come back him up. But paTiTek and mixwell, they believe they can get this done. mixwell's incredibly low, but the spike will get planted. It's all on paTiTek to deliver the kill onto Meddo, who's trying to bait him out. He's going for the jumps. He's going to look in for it. And mixwell with the operator, even with the low health, he's standing out there and he's standing strong. He's grabbing him a third round, but what a half we have just seen, Mitch. Incredible stuff from FunPlus Phoenix. They have defied the odds, came back with a whole new level, and understood what needed to change going into this.
They've done their research, and they're definitely getting a payoff for it now. How's the second half going to go, though? Is this the gigantic comeback from G2? Well, we're going to have to wait and see. It's time for a quick break, and when we come back, half number 2 is coming your way.
Yeah, I like that we see, like, we know who their analyst is, but it's nice that we see the coach shown on the screen there as well. A little bit of a difference maker here for FPX, that they've got the full backing now, all large and ready for them.
Well, you know, when it comes down to clear-cut comms, that's about as good as it gets, right? Say as much as you can in as few words as you can. Not something I'm good at, but...
I just loved it from, like, Zyppan there, where he's like, oh, dead here, dead there. Meddo's trying to go dead Meddo. It's like, that's exactly what you want to hear, so you're not checking spots twice. You're not second-guessing yourself, things like that. G2 massively put under pressure here. They need this pistol round. Because right now, FPX, they are so far ahead.
Yeah. Oh, they are miles in the lead at the moment. It feels like FPX are playing it feels like the names are swapped, honestly, compared to what we saw last time. G2 are struggling, and they know exactly what FPX felt like. But this is a team we know are capable of comebacks, and in this pistol round, it could be the start of something special. They need it, really, on the G2 side if they want to be coming ahead. And you can see FPX immediately, they want to move towards this A site. They've already been spotted by the turret, and they've used up a cage on cross. That's a lot of utility expended, and it's for a fake. They might just catch Davidp, or maybe it's going to be the opposite way around. Davidp, he's just snuck into this corner. He's not being checked, but now spotted by Angel.
Angel trying to tap him away. It's not going to work out. FPX want to make their way around. Davidp cannot be in the fight until he deals away with Angel, and that's exactly what he does. And he's going to flank from a different direction now. He's going to more join up with the rest of G2. Those flashes come out. Oh no, Shadow! The key shots that he hit in the first pistol round. They're not going to pay off in this one. G2 have the advantage on this retake for sure. It's the after plant positions that FPX need to get locked down. Shao's incredibly low, but Meddo's in a good spot. Problem is, Meddo's all on his own from here, right? He's expecting Davidp to come from there, and he's gone the whole way around. G2 are playing this smart. They're not taking the risk. Mixwell checking all the corners. The smoke's going to be put down as well. And Meddo, oh, he could play off the back of this. Jump up from Shadow. Zyppan's pulling in one of his own, but G2, they're getting this done. Shadow's got other ideas. He's finally pulling it back. 12 health in a dream, and now it's all on Zyppan in a 1v2. He's outnumbered, he's outgunned. And G2 pick up the pistol, an all-important one they desperately needed here.
It comes pretty close in the end, but it wasn't enough to pull them across the line over in the FPX side. That could have been the game under their belt, more or less. And now the question for me is, do they go for a force buy? I hope not. I think this is a spot where they can very easily and comfortably take it into. But I don't know. The confidence is definitely in their court.
Mitch, there's no more fitting last Ignition Series event here for Europe than getting a team that might actually be able to do some damage against G2. Now, it's early days. We know what G2 can do. They've pulled back from bigger deficits than this in the past.
Yeah. No, like, I 100% agree, though. Yeah, in terms of the finals, literally our life for the past few months, Banks, has been going to an event, being like, yeah, G2 are going to win. We get to the finals, we're like, okay, at least, come on, guys, at least make it close. And they don't.
Nicely done. They're only getting one off the back of it, though. Nice work from Davidp. Even though that other flash was going out, it could have caused a problem for some of his teammates. And now they'll go on the cleanup duty. Easy stuff for G2 and Angel. Well, you've got that Sheriff out, and you do love to see it. He still lands 2 headshots with it. He's the Sheriff master today.
I remember saying to Davidp actually before the, I think it was the Allied Ignition Series one, where I was like, bro, can you at least give us a close game? And he was like, that's not up to me. It's like, you ask them, ask them. But it looks like finally someone's heard our cries, heard our pleas. We're at 9-5, and it's the first buy round. Look at what's coming through for Davidp and Mixwell, though. The double operator setup off the bat. These guys are not messing around.
I like it. You're not going to take that risk. You're going to try and put the hurt on him early on. Try to do some big damage. Now that flash is pushing back just a little bit, but he's going in for the repeat. Dangerous stuff. But he will escape with it for now. Mixwell wants to trap him here. This could be an easy kill for him to find. Straight away. Angel's not even looking for it. And to be fair, at Catwalk, that should be such an expected spot now. We see it so many times, Mitch.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out.
We've seen G2 come back a million times. Well, actually, no. We've seen G2 come back maybe like 3 times because they're never behind. But We've seen them make the material for a comeback. And I'm getting scared if they win this round. I really am. I'm starting to quake in my boots. We've already got the opening pick, that short pick. Now looking in towards a very passive play. I'm surprised at how far back they're playing on B, actually. They've got one player. That's ardiis with a bulldog, right? And he was the one just playing in market. He's so easily pushed off that angle, but usually it's via a smoke, which I guess isn't in play for FPX anymore, so they're a little more comfortable, at least in that early stage, playing that passive role. Now they switch back over to site plays, 2-1-2 setup, just a little bit of control on bottom mid. This is what they need, this is what they want, and mixwell in with another.
That's the shot you gotta hit. Shadow 40 was the only one there, but pyth's hiding round the corner. Mixwell dominating with the operator, up to his old tricks again. Meddo's trying to push his way in. And he will get the kill onto paTiTek. He's going to go for the spike. Very little chance, though. He's got 52 health. Mixwell to finish it off. Great stuff from him. 4 kills into the round. And this is where G2 look incredibly scary. You mentioned the double op setup, but it wasn't even really needed.
It did get them a couple of kills at least. I guess it's the. I also think when you come through with a double op setup, though, it changes the way you're going to set up in general. What kind of surprised me was the fact that it wasn't the op holding over towards market. Just that super passive hold was kind of surprising. And also, if you look at that kill mixwell took, like, yeah, short plays, we see it quite a bit. He didn't dash out of the angle. That's what confused me. Like, he was quite confident to just walk away. Obviously, knowing he got the first player around the corner, and they probably wouldn't be able to trade him in time. I guess he was just waiting for a bullet to come his way to dash. And that allowed him to find that kill a little bit later on without really having to worry too much. When he did see Ray's shoulder peek him, he knew, well, I've got an escape. I can dash out of here.
This could be huge, and that's exactly what it is to start off with. Mixwell's backing him up as well and slapping FunPlus Phoenix down. Goes in for another pop shot. The shot darts are coming out from ardiis to give him the backup. And although the flashes are good, Meddo's only walking away with 1 kill. ardiis right on the edge of it. Takes a shot, isn't able to make it connect. This will allow FPX a little bit of room to work with, but still. Oh, nice timing there from paTiTek just before the door went down. Meddo just thought he was safe. But you can never be safe against the likes of G2. Shadow cornered, locked in, may have the spike, but he needs someone in G2 to make a mistake. Now ardiis is droning out. Perfect timing. He heard it. He knew what's up. And that's the mistake he needed, but it's still 2 more players to find. Oh, this is going to be great from paTiTek. He's seen where they've gone. Going to try and find his way out. Pops the ult, but is it going to be enough? paTiTek and pyth, they're playing it smart. They're playing it together. And they're grabbing a 7th round. The pressure is certainly starting to mount up against FunPlus Phoenix when you were so far ahead.
Oh, we've seen it so many times, Banks. I'm getting worried. Yeah, this is the confident, the strong G2 that really scares me when I see it coming through. Committing the defuse to pyth. Obviously, the ult was already up for Omen, so it makes sense. You want the kill drone to be in play. Really, this first half was a shocking underperformance from pyth and ardiis. 2 players that I think have had some of the highest impact out of anyone on this team across this event. And to see them be ones that slowed down did surprise me for sure. But now, hopefully this is the turnaround. It must be kind of upsetting, though. Can you imagine where the mentality's at for FPX now if they lose this buy round and they're tied up 9-9?
Oh, yeah.
That is your chance back into this series. You're already 1-0 down, remember, with the map advantage.
Yep.
And then it's just, boom, it's out of your hands.
And the thing is, it's great for FPX if they have been able to pick up ascent, because what will happen after that is they can push into a situation where buying looks really good, the confidence is going to be high. That's nice from Shadow. He's looking for the catwalk push this time around. But you've still got to deal with a hell of a lot more that G2 will throw at you. And mixwell, you guys spoke about it, right, in the pregame, that he's not been having to step up. Well, when they need him to step up, he's been showing it, and that's what he's done so far in these previous rounds.
Yeah, 100%. Mixwell has been a player that has underperformed, in quotation marks, just if you looked at stats. But if you see how these games went, it's somewhere that he has not needed to perform. He's still massively positive in his KD. It's just that he's not D'ing. He doesn't die. Doesn't get involved in the kills or the fights. Davidp's got to run. He's got to run for his life. They're coming after him. And that rocket just about misses him. The showstopper. Well, the show isn't over just yet as Davidp looks to hold on his sight, dodges the blast back. Out he comes. Hello! Surprise! It's Davidp! And he's coming through to at least find one, but nothing after.
Meddo's ult's going to be coming up huge for him as well. Tells them how close these players might be, but they still can't deal with pyth. 2 operators in play, but mixwell brings out the knives. You say don't bring a knife to a gunfight, but mixwell loves it, and he's going to finish off Shadow. He's looking for more. Can't get much from the updraft. Throws the smokes on down, and oh, pyth! Zyppan runs straight into it. They're giving him the chance. They're giving him the opportunity. Nicely done from Meddo. Oh, mixwell, he swapped his guns over. He wanted to try and get the rifle in his hands. And finally, FPX, they grab a round, but my God, it's got so close, and it came down to a 1v1 at the very end.
As close as you like it, Banks. We're not getting anything for free, but FPX, they've picked up 10, and that is the round that they needed. You could see that. That is both a symbol of victory, of happiness, and relief on Angel's face. Like, oh, thank God it's not 9-9. Oh, like, that was definitely a requisite for them, but now up 10-7. They've given themselves a little bit more breathing room.
Well, that round, though, shouldn't have been as hard as it was. It should have never been Meddo on his own. Like, Zyppan pushed into it. He's trying to make a play. But he's trying to make a play into an operator. You could hear where mixwell was going around, and he just went in at pyth. And that's what I'm not a fan of. Little things like that is going to be the difference maker in the game that we're seeing right now. Now, ardiis, he's tempting fate here. He's able to deal the damage and take down Shadow early on. Mid control going to be had by G2. It's pretty damn scary. As Angel, now Davidp might not expect this. If Angel doesn't make any noise, he might be able to get away with a kill that evens things up here. Oh, beautiful work from Angel. paTiTek, he ults his way in, but it doesn't pay off at all. mixwell's going to bait out the blast. Oh no, the back and forth is Zyppan. That's what you want to see. His boom bot went out. No one could hit the floor, and he was going to drop the bodies on the floor, but landing all the kills. Only pyth to find, and it's got a slow rotate over. He might not even decide to go for this. Wow, the throws. Look where they've hit.
Back in P site. That's some throw he's got.
That was good. That was a great lineup. Not going to work out, mind you, but...
Oh, there's the info. Swing, good kill. Oh, dodges the second. That was so close. That is a sigh of relief from Meddo, I'd imagine, coming through as they just about managed to take that round. You can see G2, oh, they're sweating a little bit. This is getting dangerous. Like you said, Banks, they win this game. They move on to bind. All of a sudden, they could be 2-1 up in this series and 1 away from victory.
It's a long road ahead for FPX, but they did the legwork in the first half. It's G2 that's been clawing it back incredibly well. But now, looking at this score, FPX just need to make one more happen, and it's a low buy coming out here for G2. It's going to take some big plays to come up. And no mistakes can be made now either.
Over 90% win rate on this map, Banks. G2 have...
It's their map, like, not just in their map as a pick. I mean, like, G2 claimed descent early on.
Yeah. From day one, this was where they belonged. This is where you did not want to face them. And now they are under threat in a round where they have very little hope anyways. The tag, the kill. pyth got double ulted there. Not a whole lot you can expect from him.
No. Super unlucky if you're pyth. Now the rotates fully come in, but is it going to be enough? The spike's down, but the afterplant position's already here for FPX are huge. Zyppan gets the nade out. Oh, Davidp's got to be careful. So much damage potentially done. mixwell can't hit the shot either. Zyppan is feeling it right now. There's still 5 alive for FPX, and Davidp is just right on the edge. He's just got to hope for some way to escape, but he's going to get shot in the side of the head. Shao runs around the corner. They're all over him. And right now, FPX are 1 round away from evening up the score 1-1. We got to remember, right, is that G2 came from the upper bracket. For anyone that's just tuning in, they've got a 1-map advantage in this best of 5. But that advantage is slipping away ever so slowly because the next map is going to be the pick of FPX. It's going to be Bind.
To be honest, a turn of phrase that I didn't use on the desk, but that I was going to, was that they don't have a 1-map advantage. They have a 2-map advantage because of Sense in the pool. But
Lucky you didn't say that.
Exactly. Like, this is unheard of for FPX. If they can beat G2 on Ascent, there's no map they can't beat them on. They can win this series. They can defeat G2 in an Ignition Series event, and they're certainly going to do it on this map by the looks of things. A 5 versus 2, G2 falling apart at the seams on their home turf. And it's all down to pyth and ardiis to try and make this comeback happen. A long-range judge, not what he wants. Hold on, pyth good for one, but he tanks the damage, and there's no way out. 13-7, FPX have just beaten G2 on Ascent.
The Titans have finally fallen on
We've
them.
got a resident FPX fan over here in James Banks, and I feel like now you pick G2, the curse is real.
Do you know what? I didn't believe in curses. Tom and Mitch kept putting this curse on me like, oh yeah, who you pick loses. Like, it may have started with Liquid once. Sorry, Liquid. Then it happened with FPX against G2 when I picked them. Now I've picked G2. And Carlos, I'm sorry, I know you're probably watching. I got love for you, brother. We're good friends. I don't believe in curses. So if this happens, you blame Tom and Mitch. They are the evil guys. All the G2 fans at Mitch and Tom and just bully the hell out of them. Because I'm already Tom.
Yeah,
like, the curse is real.
Just follow me first. Then
shameless self-promo, Tom. Shameless. And you know what? We've got too caught up in that because we are getting our agent picks on screen right now. Tom, are there any surprises coming out of here already?
I just want to see what Davidp is going to pick. Because like we haven't actually seen them play Bind yet, so it could be interesting. It's actually going to be back to the breach, so I respect it. I like the fact that he's picking up that agent more and more. It's something that we see regularly from Shadow on this map. In fact, this was where he initially began bringing it in. Yeah. So I'm interested to see that battle. That is the battle of the breaches, and with how aggressive we know that Davidp can be. And
we're not going to wait a second longer to get into the action. James and Mitch, take it away.
Thank you, Freya. Thank you, man, that may have cursed my everything in Tombiz. Yeah, go follow him at Tombiz or whatever the hell his at is. Just go give him the abuse. Literally, right? I go on Twitter during the break, and then straight after this guy goes, obviously they lost because of this curse. Like, I don't actually have a curse. This is not a real thing. I don't believe in this bitch.
The stats don't lie, Banks. The stats don't lie. At Banks Esports, thank him for the curse if you're an FPX fan. This guy is...
I'm all for love, positivity, happiness, and right now it's really not looking good. But G2, maybe they're going to break the curse. Maybe they're going to turn things around and grab themselves a second here. But this is the map pick of FPX, and we've always been impressed with what FPX have been able to deliver on Bind, even pre-patch, right? That's the main thing here. Oh, that's not what mixwell wanted. paTiTek's there, luckily, to give a bit of backup, but does Meddo really want to try and challenge this? He's toying with the idea.
He's practicing his squats there on the corner, keeping himself active and ready to take some shots if paTiTek does swing around, but he might not be ready for that flash that was being lined up, only for a moment, just in case paTiTek needed support. But they decide to back off and hold off in the 4v4. A passive approach by G2. Now, they know they've removed the smokes from play. Again, that's a very important part of FPX's game plan. The fact that they cannot now just fast smoke down and execute this site means that G2 can feel that little bit more comfortable with passive play.
G2, they're setting up ready for it. The push comes come in. The FunPlus Phoenix, they need to find this action. A shorty in the hand of Davidp. He's hoping someone wants to push into Lamps, but no one's challenged him just yet. He might have to go and hunt for the kills himself, and that's never ideal, depending on the distance that shorty may have to fight from. Look at him go for it. Oh, Davidp! Shorty pa-pow in their face. Now it puts it into the 3v2, but Meddo, he wants to stand strong. He doesn't have much health to fight with here, and Davidp is certainly on the hunt. Zyppan's going to have to be putting in a massive amount of work, but he's backed up there. G2, they're pushing on forward, and Zyppan couldn't hold on for much longer. The camera is only going to help him so much. It's easily going to be found and spotted out. Get an extra bit of information here, but this is a lot to ask for from Meddo and pyth. He manages to make it work. A solid start there from G2, but you've got to say for Davidp, That was huge. He was waiting. It's a risk going out of lamps with a shorty in the hand like that because you don't know what the distance they'll be at, and they just so happen to be so close.
Yeah, backed up by the fact that he had the flash as well. If he didn't have that, I don't think he would have went for that peek at all. And that's really the turning point of the round when he just swings through and grabs that double. From there, G2 pulling to a 1-0 lead. This is a team that's out for revenge. Remember, they've just been beaten on their home map of Ascent. But as Tom pointed out, they've never been beaten on Bind by FPX. Both these teams have got the same win rates, but in head-to-head, it has been, what, a 13-9 and a 15-13 win for G2. It might always be close, but it always goes G2's way.
paTiTek trying to spray on through. He knows what that smoke means. It's FPX going in for the ult orbs. And that's the smart thing about FPX. They utilize this more than most teams do, right? They put a hell of a lot of their planning around what they can pick up in terms of the ults and how they use it and how they utilize it throughout the game. Now, Angel with a sheriff in his hand, Mitch. My God, today, what he's delivered for us has been incredible.
Yeah, the whole day long, he has just been fragging out. He's all the season to control. As you said, we see it a lot going in for the ult orb, but as they go back in for bathroom control, paTiTek's waiting there for him, and he flushes those smokes right down the drain yet again. Oh, this sneaky little angle by Davidp catches yet another, and this is looking like a nice little shutdown by G2. A round that they should be winning, of course, but one that they're doing quite convincingly considering the upgraded pistol.
Completely pincered in there. Nice work from both paTiTek and Davidp. Pushing around the angles at the same time. Going on a bit of a clean-up duty. And that's what you like to see. Making sure it's done without too much risk to it. Able to back each other up.
I think he just got stunned by Davidp in that instance.
He's like,
from the look
come
of the
on, what are you
angle.
doing, man?
Like, bro, what are you doing, bro? But he got away with it. It's okay. There was no punishment.
Have you just gone with the whole thing that everyone on G2 is now just dropping bro all the time because of ardiis?
Bro, ardiis is going to pass it on to them. I guarantee it. At the end of it, we're just going to have mixwell coming in. Hey, bro, what's up, bro?
Imagine if one of them gets a Scouse accent because of him.
Oh,
Just starts talking English like that. Because you know what happens, right? A lot of people who English isn't their first language, they watch a lot of American shows.
True, yeah.
And they get that slang. You spend all this time with ardiis and we're just going to have a bunch of Scouse G2 Valorant players walking around.
Someone in a Scouse accent like, oh, what part of Liverpool are you from? Spain. It's like, what?
Well, the real guns are now in the hands of FPX, and ooh, you got to be careful with that one. Davidp jumping around. Could have lost his head if he wasn't careful. He's going to get up close and personal underneath the Cypher cave. The Shadow trying to work his way through. It's going to force away the Sober for now. Oh, great work from Davidp. Him and mixwell. The double team, the communication, it's on point. FPX, they are getting shut out of this round despite the lesser weaponry from G2. That's the huge thing here.
It's like there's no access. Shadow eventually picks up one at least, but these weaker weapons are indeed just shredding FPX. That was such a great play as well. Meddo, okay, good. One kill. Needs a couple more, though, and they've got to all be headshots, where his HP is going to be slowly eroded. Oh, my God.
Hello.
What was that shot to mixwell? Now it's doable. This is possible. Spike's down in hookah. He can go all the way around and get it, but he doesn't know where these players are, and that's the problem.
Not enough time. Yeah. Oh, what a shame for Meddo. Real nice shot onto mixwell, though. That's something to scream and shout about, but that's it. 3-0, and such a play from Davidp and mixwell. The communication on that to come through the teleport, it completely distracts him. He pops into hookah and he just wrecks him.
Dave's just tweeting. Middle of the game, doesn't care.
Is he actually tweeting? What did he say?
I just saw him on his phone. I'm guessing he's tweeting.
Oh.
Texting in some strats. I mean, when you're dead, there's not much else to do, right? Just get some tweets out there, get some interactions.
He's like, I'm showing him how it gets done now.
Actually checking out just now. Did he tweet? Just in case. I want to see.
Why not? Why not? Now FPX going to have to check themselves at this step. Because they're down 3-0. And G2 have looked very comfortable thus far. They've not been massively pressured. paTiTek trying to hold on to bathrooms here. He's able to tap away and do a bit of damage, but that's all. Oh no, mixwell! He didn't expect Zyppan to be there. He wasn't even looking towards that. Luckily, he's able to escape, and paTiTek is staying alive for now and gets onto the second. Beautiful stuff. But Zyppan will eventually put an end to it. But that's all he's going to be able to do because G2 have got a massive lead once again. Meddo may have the saved over Vandal. But he's just going to struggle to get anything done. How did Mixwell escape that, man? Look, he's just like, yep.
Oh my god, that's so unlucky. Did he shot right past his nose? That is just ridiculous.
Doesn't even react, you know. He's just like,
It's like, oh, well,
okay.
need to get out of here.
The benefit of Jet.
Absolutely. Now, what was it? Trying to think back. Was it Looker that played that position without a Jet? It was going up with a Sage and got cut off like 2 or 3 times. I think it was. Not in this game. Not in this tournament.
No, I remember what you're talking about. We commented about it quite a lot of times. Oh, no. Oh, no. What is going on here? paTiTek hasn't been checked. Zyppan went full force, full forward. They cost a couple of teammates their lives, but Mixwell, he's trying to be sneaky, and Meddo may have opened up a gap in this round for them to find success. Davidp trying to find his way in. Piff's looking towards bathrooms, knowing there's still going to be a player hanging about. But Davidp's not done yet. The rolling thunder strikes. He's going to go on the hunt. He wants to put an end to it. He's not risking it. The flash comes out as well. Oh, Shao can't save his teammate, but it's still the 2v2 with the spike being down. And that's the angle. Piff and ardiis at the same time. Even when it gets close.
I don't know if you've ever played Splinter Cell or Ghost Recon was the other one. Where you used to be able to mark, or you can mark enemies and then execute them at once. So your squad kind of all shoot them at the same time. I feel like that's what just happened. Also, paTiTek, that man fired 10 bullets off and no one was looking at him.
Yeah,
like,
that's
no
what
one
I
had
didn't
a clue.
get.
Look at Angel's face right there. He's just like, what? Like, he's right there. That was
And that's really sneaky as well, because paTiTek's been playing close range bathroom so many times. Mixwell's been playing that position, and yet they still didn't check it. And paTiTek's just like, cool, fine, don't check me. I'll take full advantage of that.
That's the thing. Mixwell was in not just that area, that exact spot.
Yeah.
Like, he was literally on his footprints from the previous round. That flash not quite worked out as it was intended. But either way, they've backed off, not quite found the kill off the back of that. And now we look at bathroom control. This is FPX at the moment, but Meddo, he couldn't be traded on because the...
Oh, no.
Angel finds it eventually.
That was the best option for paTiTek. It's just very unfortunate. Shao trying to find some success with the Hunter's Fury, but it's not going to work out. It's Angel. He's doing everything he can for his team in this round. But is it even going to be enough? Because G2, they've bounced back out of worse situations than this. And Mixwell, through the smoke, finds Shao looking for more. Misses one, but nearly gets away with a second. Angel is just a solo fragger here, and he now needs to clutch this round out. But ardiis proves too strong. And it continues to go the way of G2. They've reset themselves. They've come back with full force and full focus.
Well, 6-0 is definitely full force for G2. They're not giving an inch to FPX. This is just sheer punishment. ardiis said it himself, right? That if they lose a map in this, that's a failure in his eyes, in G2's eyes. And they've already lost that map. Imagine what he'd feel if they lost the series. Especially
feeling after the scoreline he put up himself as well.
Yes, absolutely. That is a great point as well. Like we had the talk on the desk. So last time that FPX played G2, Zyppan and Shao had the worst series of their career.
Yep.
In that previous map, ardiis had the worst map of his career. I was saying that these teams bring out the best and the worst in each other, it seems.
We're seeing the smiles back on the faces of G2 though. And rightly so. Tactical pause from FunPlus Phoenix, and most likely the coach is chiming in right now, thinking about a different way to approach all of this.
If you're G2, that just gives you even more confidence, though. You're 6-0 up, and they're calling attack pause. You now know, okay, they're running out of ideas. They don't know what we're doing. They don't know how to counter it. So just keep it up. Let's smash them. And this is where, even if they've got some extra depth, some extra aggression they want to attempt, they can come in with that now and just really hammer home the point that they're the better team.
Well, that's what it's all about. FPX got us very excited on Ascent. But have they awoken the sleeping giants in G2? Are they ready to deliver a whole new level when it comes to this? It's just pistols going to be here for the FPX side. And Zyppan's expecting someone to pop up anytime soon, especially after that flash has gone out from Davidp.
The flash causing some paranoia in this instance.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you look at FPX's approach, they are only on pistols. There's not a whole lot you expect, but look at that damage straight away. ardiis is lit down heavily. He spots out. He sees no one's there. Okay, so these players have backed off, and there's probably only 1 or 2 of them around this area. Davidp spots out the second, taking down Shadow. There's something else to work around because they've dropped the spike, and Dave, he wants to maintain control, but he only gets himself the second before falling. And so a 4 versus 3 emerges. With ardiis still so low, this could get dangerous.
Certainly doable here. It's all on whether ardiis can hold on to it. The smoke's going to be deployed. The push out comes through. Zyppan low on health, and he tries to throw the grenade out. But ardiis looking to challenge from start to finish. He keeps him biddy, and now Meddo's all alone. But pyth's not going to be caught by surprise anytime soon. 7-0 now. G2. They are just looking real comfortable. Not as happy as we've seen them in previous games and previous dominant performances, because they know what FPX can deliver. They've said it themselves many times that this FPX squad is the only team that can challenge them.
I feel like this is it's still not a, so the odd thing is G2 ardiis is still playing pretty poorly. Like he's definitely not on form. At 7-0, it doesn't really matter, does it? You can have whatever kind of score. As I said before, you could have players on 0 kills across the board with one guy doing all the fragging. If you're 7-0 up, doesn't matter. But I do wonder, you know, mentality-wise, where ardiis is at. If you have 2 slow maps, even if you win that second, I feel like it has to get on your subconscious a little bit. It has to kind of
definitely
be a weight on you.
Certainly not easy to deal with.
Especially, you know, you remember the point Tom made, coming into this game. Across the tournament, ardiis was 47 ACS ahead of anyone else, the average combat score. That's massive.
It's a big difference out there. Having that much of a stat line as well. And you're playing like the best teams within the region.
Yeah.
Confidence can be mad high, but ardiis is full of confidence. We're never really worried about it. He's able to soften up at least one of the players here on the FPX side using the Hunter's Fury. And the one thing I'll say about ardiis is that confidence is like, I'd never worry about one game, him having a bad game and then just like dropping off. I know that confidence can quickly come back. It takes a few magic moments. We see some players will get affected across a whole series because of it. Look at the slow play from FPX. You can't even get on the site with this, surely. mixwell's just waiting. He's going to wait to hear it go down. Oh, but he can't make it work. But it's paTiTek and Davidp who are going to make it impossible now. Shao's just ripping a couple of heads off, but that's all he's going to be able to do. And it was just far too slow. We spoke about it many times with FPX running the clock down. They run it down so far that they make things hard for themselves.
That was something that was mentioned before in a previous FPX game. I think it was versus Liquid. You guys were saying like 15 seconds left a lot of the time when these guys are pushing in. And there you go. Yeah, and you can see the frustration, man.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Shadow does not seem to deal well with frustration, I'll be honest. Like, from what we're seeing, the player cams at least, his table's always shaking. Oh. That's not the accuracy we're looking for.
Definitely not. Right now, though, FunPlus Phoenix have tried everything. Slow plays, fast plays, the smoke plays in. Kind of heavy focus towards A still more than B. But they've been shut down every step of the way. The timeout achieved nothing for them. They had a talk and it didn't get much better from there. This is why I really need Angel to grab the team and say, all right, we're going to go in off my entries. Maybe going for a couple of pre-fire spots. Maybe he tries a few different smokes, right? So you line up the smokes differently. You go in just getting an opening pick. You're going for the different kill. Nice. Sight once again seems to be the target. The smokes are down. Zyppan throwing the grenades up high, but it's a very defensive G2. Currently 2 players backed away in lamps. Mixwell's working his way over with the operator. And how much ground are they going to give to these players? Zyppan's fallen straight away. Oh, and it's just domination from pyth. He's up in it, large and in charge. paTiTek there to get the refrag in, and it's no problem at all. The spike doesn't even get close. Angel in the back line is catching a flank, but like with the Vandal, he should be the one up charge. He should be the one helping his teammates out.
So again,
I'm not a fan of him not entering.
Well, this is what we know Angel for, right? Entering, getting in there first. But this is another round where even on those pushes forward, it seems like the extra buffs up on Breach, the smokes they've got, it's making no difference on those executes. Because paTiTek, he just wrecked them in this instance. pyth gets the first up close. He swings through for a little bit more, and he's just given so much space. Then in this crossfire, paTiTek comes out to grab the trade immediately, and it's just as easy as they get. I don't think we could play what paTiTek just said on stream, just off some basic lip reading. But it basically, let me summarize, he's very happy.
I would be too. 9-0 up, and you're basically just showing, right, that whatever you can do FPX, even on our map pick, we can do better, and we can do better by a hell of a lot right now.
Thanks. ardiis and mixwell have 4 kills each.
Don't even need to play the game, do they? Just let the teammates do it.
No, they haven't logged
Look
in
at
today.
these flashes! Forever blind. Oh, he's popping out. Well, he's going to get a few more kills now for his money. Chiming in with some success. Can he deal away with Shao on the last bullet? It's all going in favor of G2 right now. Those flashes.
Meddo. Just flash, 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 flash. Okay, now we'll fight. It's like all 6 get chucked out before they actually fight. No, Google has decided I was speaking to it for some reason. It likes the flashes as well. A 4K for ardiis. Dominant work.
Doubled it up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He's like, oh, Mitch, how many kills I got now, huh? Check it out.
You can't talk against him, right, can you? He's always listening in some way.
But this is what I'm saying, man. Like, ardiis and mixwell having such low kills and then being 9-0 up is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like, the fact that 2 players that we look at as the key. You think about this lineup. ardiis, highest rated player, dominant as hell, one of the best players in the world for sure. Mixwell, innovative on the operator, so damn strong when it comes down to a lot of these rounds. And they're not even here, and you're still getting smacked. Or they weren't even here. ardiis showed up.
But Mixwell having magic moments on ascent, and that didn't lead to anything, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, paTiTek. Angel caught slipping. Straight slipping. Far too focused on everything else around him. Zyppan's fallen as well, and Mixwell, it's just the whole of G2. Whenever kills can go their way, it certainly is. Okay, there's not much brought up into this, right? You don't expect much from it, but Mitch, we could be looking at a 12-0. That's realistically on the cards right now. This is absolute annihilation.
It's really ruining the hype of, of the previous game. We get FPX come through. We're like, is this the time that G2 finally get beaten? Did Banks curse them enough? Have his Witch Doctor classes been taken? You obviously didn't ace your Witch Doctor classes, Banks, because this is...
It's only you two. It's like you two are playing Voodoo Doll with me. You and Tom. You've got a little Voodoo Doll, right? And I'm like, I'm being forced to have some curse that I don't even believe in. I'm completely anti all of this stuff. I'm a positive force to be reckoned with. A positive being of gleaming strength and love and happiness.
Just pure energy. Pure positive energy. Yeah, look at this final round.
There as well.
So there was an opening kill there for G2 going down, but there's still a lot of ults in play. There was the Hunter's Fury removed, which is a bit of a downside. But they've still got the potential, huge potential in this round, as they push in. So that Boombot might not trip the wire, actually. We'll get a little bit more progress before it does. Nope. Coming right back out. They destroy it, though, starts to move forward. Now the rotates are on the way after that tripwire got the lead and made through. Oh, no, it's the ult instead. Got to be careful over towards elbow. paTiTek down. That's a good start.
The ult's being used as well. isn't able to get any kills on the board for him. pyth's working his way around, but will he expect it? He's heard some noise. Tries to spam it away. Will be able to back away. More flashes coming out towards him, but the rest of his team are putting in the work that they need. Shadow may have got one kill, but he's all alone with that spike on the floor. He's going to have to put in some close. Smiles on their faces all around. G2 back in full form and full force. They want to make a statement here, and I don't think they care if it's 13-0 or 13-2 or 13-3 or whatever it's going to be, because right now there is no way G2 can see themselves losing this. Not even my curse can make that happen.
The curse of Bangs. G2 tweeted about it. They were asking, was it going to be enough to take them down? Well, not on this map. That's for damn sure. Tom made the point that G2 had never beaten FPX when it came... Sorry, FPX had never beaten G2 when it came to Bind, and you can see that that probably isn't going to be changing anytime soon. This has been dominant start to finish. And G2, well, they're looking to finish it. Moving to the B site, and they've already got all the control as they move right into the back of the site.
And the quick rotations come straight in from FPX. They're not messing about. One player trying to still hang around A just in case, but is there any point at this stage? Now the rotation is fully underway. A few players tagging up mixwell there, but Shao, he's going to start off strong. This is exactly what FPX needs, but can they move on it? Angel coming from the side. He's moved around elbow. This could be their chance. It's exactly what they need. Oh, but mixwell up close and personal. But he needs a hell of a lot more than that. FPX, they've got the numbers. They've got the control. They just need to find the final two players. Both have full health. And G2 aren't going to make it happen. The pistol round goes to FPX. They're not going down without a fight, and they had to win that round. They have to win every single round just to take us to overtime. It's good. It's a lot better. And finally, there's a smile on these players' face. That's the first time, because I was starting to worry about some of them. The cameras looked like they were about to cry.
I don't blame them. This has been a punishment of a first half. Just like that timeline is just depressing. It is just not just because it's a line of red. Look at how many times there was anything that could be done. Defuses, 3 of them. 3 times G2 had to retake. Every other time, they either killed everybody or they won based on the timer running out. That is insane.
Full force push through. They're going to go through the teleport and potentially... No, they're going to continue on round to the A site. They're not getting the kills, but they might try and get the spike down. Look at this. This is a crazy run around. We're just pushing into spawn by the looks of it. All right. I'm confused by the attempt here, G2. It's very unorthodox, but, you know, it's working.
I'm not even going to try to... I'm not even going to try to suggest what was going through their heads at this point. I think logic might be completely out of the question in this one. They are just coming in to try and...
I saw them jumping right as they went to push into the site. I'm like, oh, maybe they just hop in the teleport. We played them, like, run around the whole map. But no, they just went for the craziest play ever. Straight up in your face, straight up in spawn.
When you're 12-1 up, you can do whatever the hell you want. In my book, when the rifles come out, that's when you need to play. And this is it.
Quickly wanted to get into the rifles, didn't they?
What have FPX actually gone for? I see a Spectre still in play. That's a dangerous game. I mean, you cannot play for...
Whoa! Hello, Shadow. He's tagged up mixwell quite heavily as well. Nice work from him. The grenade's coming out from Zyppan. But still, G2, they're trying to win it out. Oh, wow. Shadow back in full form and full force. Is it going to be enough, though? 2 players left to find. paTiTek's pretty damn low. You can't catch a break. Shadow single-handedly wrecking him as much as possible. Eventually, he will fall, but pyth's all alone. It's a 1v3. He has been Mr. Consistent other than that one game. In general, pyth's just been a wreck. Every time he's got close to someone, he's been destroying them.
Small little details, but they do make a difference. He's picking up his tripwires as he goes just to minimize investment into the next round. Of course, they can be quite costly if you're buying 2 every single round. In the end, it doesn't even matter. As he falls after trying so hard. But he's lost it all. Lost the weapon, lost the round. 12-3, though. The one thing they haven't lost is the advantage.
Well, it's going to take a long time for them to lose the advantage. That could perfectly get them to a position where They might lose the game. 1 round is all they need, and okay, in that one they got shut out of it, but Shadow was just like completely dialed in, right? Spamming through smokes, managing to make it work.
Yeah, Shadow had one hell of a round. Repeatable though, Banks. That's just what I need to see. See, the thing is, in these kind of games, when it's 12-0, 12-3, whatever it is, this much favor towards one team, I don't care if you win the round. If you don't do it cleanly, if you don't have 3+ players left alive at the end of every single round, I think you're going to lose. Because eventually, that 1vx is going to happen. Eventually, that 2v2 isn't going to go your way. And you lose. You lose the game off the back of that. It's like a 50-50 scenario. So you can't really... can't rely on just winning a round. You got to win it convincingly so you can do the next one and the next one. And this is it. I mean, the opening duels so far have been very convincing. Granted, they're not up against the best of buys, but still.
Get out of my way.
And the thing is, it's just one wrong mistake from FPX that's going to cost them, right? If you over-rotate, you get too aggressive into a few pistols or something crazy, it's just, it cannot happen. It needs to be played flawlessly, and that pressure's on your shoulders the whole time throughout this game. Oh, mixwell. He's dashed on in. They're not sure where he is. Zyppan is able to stay alive, is able to get a kill in here, but this is very scary for them to deal with. Zyppan's in the back lines, but there's players all around him. The recon's going to go up. The Sova ult's coming in play as well, but G2, could they potentially doing this off the back of pistols? Surely not. The spike's going to go down. And Shao, he's an incredible young man, but he's got a lot to do in this round. pyth is quite low. He's able to get the kill onto Davidp. Shao saving the day. A 3K for him off the back of his ultimate being used. He's going to go back and grab that operator because it was a costly round for sure, but that is so scary. It should have never got to that, and we spoke about mistakes being made. Well, there was many in it. mixwell dashed on forward, and Angel didn't even react in time. It was Zyppan that had to jump fast on it.
You know, in a round like that, again, we got to just quickly swing in the point. Repeatable. You know, you're up against pistols. 2v1.
Oh, boy.
Should never happen. But look at that shot. The second as well. So clean by Shao. I love it. I know pyth was low, but still, to flick over in time, he was 70 HP. I thought I was never believing in that for a second. I was ready to get back on cam and get the analyst segment done and dusted. But this guy, he believed in it all the way, and I love it. The Shao show. Really... You know, it is better to lose 13-4 than 13-3. And every step of the way, right back up to a 12-12 scoreline. You can have that in your head, you know? Okay, we're going to lose this game. We're probably going to lose, right? But, because you got to be realistic with your expectations. But, let's not lose as badly. And at least then, coming into the next map, you can have a little bit more confidence. You get 13-0, it's hard to have confidence. It's hard to say, hey, you know, it was just a couple of rounds here or there. Like, no, it was everything. Everything was wrong. But if you manage to make that comeback, yeah, it's just one half.
Oh, the ult's going to be popped. He's going full force into this one with the weapons in the hands. Oh, pyth! That is huge! The missed shot with the operator, then he slaps a couple of them around, but Zyppan looking to pop the ult. They would have heard it, would have known what's going on. Meddo's there for backup. 2 deadly players left on the FPX side, but paTiTek is ready and waiting for it. All on Meddo. Another 1vx situation for FPX to deal with to stay alive. Could it be too much? He's checking all the corners, and paTiTek finishes him off 13-4. The dominance from FPX was not going to be seen in this map. They look so good on Ascent, but G2...
And the Blast Twitch Invitational. The lifeline comes in the form of Haven, but it may not be much of a lifeline, gentlemen, as this is G2's pick, no less. But it's going to come down to the agent picks, isn't it, James?
Oh, yes, it will do. Standard stuff of what we expect from FPX. It's more on the G2 side that we'll look to see if there's any great, difficult change up in there. pyth's going to be on his Cypher. ardiis likely, yep, Sova, no problem at all. And Davidp, does he go for the breach or does he go for the Sage? The breach is still going to stay in play. We like what we see. It worked out well. And G2, they've got some massive momentum.
Tom, very quickly before we jump into this one, do you think FPX have any chance of taking it? And what do you think they need to be doing if they will?
I think it's going to be a rough one, but I think, again, like, shut down the aggression. Davidp is going to push him. Make sure you stop him. Maybe then they have a little bit of a chance.
And maybe it might be G2 taking it over the line as we head into map number 3 of the series.
Quite possibly. It really could be. Don't worry, Mitch, I was going to let you answer a bit of that because Fred did kind of throw a question to you, but you just sat there and blanked out. So I'll allow you to have your little moment, as this moment could be the last moment we have here of the Blast Twitch Valorant Invitational. This was a best of 5, and FPX showed us something we hadn't seen from them before. It was an incredibly dominant performance against the best team in Europe. They were trying to challenge the Giants in G2. We're now on Haven, which has always been a pretty good map for FPX, but you're going up against the likes of G2, and can anything be a good map when you're trying to take on these Titans?
Well, only time's going to tell if FPX have got what it takes to bring this across the line. I just want a massive shout out to Zyppan for not picking Phoenix like they did versus Skate. That one gave me an aneurysm, so I'm very happy that he's just sticking down at what he's good at.
As we look at what he's good at, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, headshot.
Now, Zyppan, right, obviously his Twitter has just blown up massively because everyone is amazed by the breach flashes. That's what you were alluding to there, Mitch. For G2 right now, a 3v5, and I don't think any amount of flashes will help them in this one. Ardiis trying to sneak his way in, but he's going to have to back away from that. Isn't caught by it, which is a solid push for him. Might be able to try and sneak around, but the paranoia comes out. He can't see anything, and Angel's just doming heads everywhere he goes. Now we're going to see FPX go on the hunt. They want to get these last 2 kills in, and Davidp is hoping someone might fall for his trap. He's got the shorty in hand. He's looking to do some serious damage. It's Angel who's going to meet first, but he's got backup from Shadow as well. And this is what FPX needed. Some sort of a mental reset to come back into a game after being demolished on your pick. And remember, to me, Haven is always a middle ground because it's one of the most played maps. It's one of the most comfortable maps for many teams.
Yeah, it can definitely be that middle ground. And for both of these teams, yeah, I've seen quite a lot from FPX that was good. And then a couple of games that I'm just scratching my head going, how the hell did you lose that? Like, the one I always go back to when we saw them versus Skate, I said the same thing. AOXy. They lost 13-4. Who are AOXy? And how have FPX lost to them? Like, these kind of things, I'm starting scratching my head going, is this a good map for you or not? Please make your mind up. Because I don't know.
It's a true 50-50 depending on which FPX shows up, but this is a very different FPX from what we've seen before, at least on Ascent, and I just need their confidence to stay up as pyth being very cautious. We're seeing the force-up count out from G2. They don't want to allow FPX much to work with in this one.
Has he just headbutt that nade back at them? It looked like he actually just went in and went, nade? Just headed it back. Go on, you eat it.
It's a good tactic. I'm all down for it. Unless it explodes in your face and you go, errors were made.
Yeah, just start kicking nades back at them. Hey, you know what? You go and take it. Try and nade me.
Mate, that's adding a whole next level skill mechanic to the game. Ooh, okay. They've spotted now that there's at least 3 players on C. They seemingly still want to challenge it, and it's going to go their way. But mixwell, that's huge. He picks up 3 kills, and he's given them an opportunity. The force-up could be working out for him. Spike will go down, and FPX, they've really got to make some magic happen here. Shadow's going to upgrade to the Bulldog, but is the Bulldog going to be enough? They're trying to check their corners as ardiis is going to go and get as much information as possible with both players showing. And the fact that Angel doesn't have a weapon here, this is scary, but he's the headshot machine continuing. The flashes come out towards him. He's going to back away from the first one. The second delivers. He's trying to turn. He's trying to make it happen. He's trying to keep some cover going on as well, but there's just too many players around him. G2 get it done. And now we're looking at 1-1.
Tying them up. FPX here, they get off to that pistol round. You're like, okay, here we go. Never mind. Yeah, slap back immediately. And it's mixwell in this round.
Yeah.
Like,
here we go.
Hey, nice heady back. Go on. Take your nade. Go on.
Mate, that's the new tactic. We're going to try that in many of our games from now on.
I wonder, can you like jump, if it's above you, jump and like heady it up higher in the air? I was just wondering. I was like, that didn't bounce off a wall. That must have been his face.
And the way it's a Cypher head, you just get that ting.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, that was. If that had killed someone, I'd laugh my ass off. Oh, you should get the kill if you heady it back at them.
Yeah, you take this like now it's mine.
I've thrown the nade.
The power play. That's the real alpha move, isn't it? Full chat mode. Well, that's an alpha move as well. Alpha aggression from Davidp. He'll take some more control here as well.
Davidp ever harassing those back lines, and he's around the side, but he's missed the shots. That was a little bit dangerous, un petit peu dangereux, as he would say, but he's able to get out of there safely, duck away into the alley, and he's not running for the hills. Even against pistols, this man's still staying aggressive.
And on the breach, he constantly does this. How many times do we see him get aggressive on breach? We saw it last time around, and now he's got ardiis to back him up. The confidence is sky high. Yeah, they're only against pistols, but this is all about what G2 like to do. Get in the heads of these players. Because we spoke to ardiis about it, right? He's aware that a lot of the FPX players don't have the same level of experience of playing in these high-pressure games, in this high-pressure situation. For now, for him, he didn't before going into Valorant, but now he's getting used to it, and look at his confidence. If they can try and put him down, they know that that's giving him a bit of an advantage when it comes to the mental state of play.
Shadow must be at a huge disadvantage in every fight he takes. It looks like he lives in a high percentage earthquake zone. Every time we switch to this dude, his whole house is shaking.
Like, do you know what? Like, he's Swedish. Go to IKEA, buy one of those strong desks, you know? Like, ones with the legs that aren't going to wobble like that might help you out a bit. Even that, he's got a bit of rhyme time in there. His legs supposedly always shaking.
Well, I could see both his hands, so I don't know what's happening with Shadow. I don't know what his excuses are.
Got a helping hand instead, you know? He's making it work that way.
Oh, no. Okay. Sorry, Ryan. It's you'll live it down.
Yeah, Ryan already hates that everyone pointed it out in the first place. It's a little shaky leg. It's a dance for Ryan, and right now Davidp might be dancing into a lot of fire. He's going to have to back away, but he can't escape that. FPX now going to go for the full charge ahead. paTiTek, he can hear what's going on, but there's not much he can do about it. Good shock darts going up here, and it's going to do a nice bit of damage. Only softens up Zyppan, though. Not going to put him down, as ardiis going to have to try and escape that. paTiTek's fallen in the meantime, and G2, they're struggling to gain control of this site. FPX, still with 5 players alive, is looking real good for him. mixwell and pyth came late to the party. Oh, and they just can't see anything. The smokes continue to go down. Yeah, save time.
Yeah, definitely. Time to back out of there. There's nothing else you can really do in this situation. And for G2, yeah, it's not going to be upsetting. It's not going to be too deflating, really. They've come into this half with at least a little bit of power. But I think they'll be upset that they haven't managed to take any weapons away from FPX. That's really where the downside of this round lies.
Yeah, that's it, right? You kept 5 alive. They comfortably all exit from the same area. No chance of an opportunity to get any frags out there, and FPX was smart enough not to go hunting for any of these G2 players. You're not in a position to do so just yet.
It's been a really topsy-turvy series in the sense that, you know, for Ascent to go the way of FPX, that really caught us off guard.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden they come in and they look like they forgot to log on or turn their monitors on the second map. G2 just wrecked them. And now, like, they're in a position where, okay, they've got to win the next 2 maps to close out the series and win the tournament. The final ignition series of the EU region. And that made sense. This is what we expected. FPX, like, coming into Haven, this is a scoreline that we could definitely see happening. It's just the way that they won each other's maps was not expected in the slightest.
Now mixwell, he's got backup from pyth here. Trying to find an opportunity and straight away deals with Zyppan. That's a big scalp to take. FPX trying to fire back through the doors. Cage is going to go out as well, which is perfect for just backing away from. No extra information going to be had there as Angel deals away with the dart. But the control that G2 have now is huge. Instant reply from mixwell, put the smoke down. Angel trying to tap away through it. Oh no, a lot of damage goes out towards the breach. That's less than ideal. Shadow got tagged up heavily. The rest of G2 can fall back, and okay, some damage has gone towards mixwell, but they've still got the numbers in their favor. Oh no, Angel, you're not checking it. They're too busy getting ready for the setup, and they don't even have a chance to get set up. The same thing happens to Shadow, and it's all going in favor of G2. Shao's trying to soften it up and even up the numbers. But it's a little bit too late now. The time is just running out. You're never getting in there.
No, there's no way. Saving over these weapons is the only way that FPX find any sort of success out of this round. And again, another good answer back by G2. I feel like, oh, that's a risky push out to grab. Was it even to grab a weapon pick? I don't know. That was a bit wild. When I look at the position that they're in, though, Banks, so I want to get your opinion on this one, because obviously you've got some professional play under your belt, if you can remember back to 19.
Here we go.
And,
Here we go. Of course.
When you're in a position that FPX are in, that they're down a map, about to lose the series if they lose this one, and you end up trading rounds back and forth, to me that feels like it's going to feel pretty bad, because it's like the tension just creeps up and up while G2 are just sat back kind of relaxing in their hammocks.
It's one of those things, right? It depends on the state of the team and the mental side of things. Because, like, you know, you mentioned it in the previous game, but we didn't really get to talk about it. It's like, is it better for them to mount a comeback in a way and then lose anyway and feel like, oh, okay, we got something done? Or is it better to get it over with? Like, for me personally, if I'm playing it, it's like, I'd rather just get wrecked, move on to the next game, and then you save yourself a bit of energy, right? You just go, cool, we didn't have a chance in that one, let's come back stronger in the next. But some people actually like the idea of, like, getting a bit more pumped up, getting that adrenaline running, and then going into the next game thinking, look, we nearly even come back after such a deficit. So it really depends on the mentality of players on how they approach these kind of things. That's what makes it so difficult.
Yeah, I think it's always interesting to me, because it's like, there's basically the statistical element and the human element behind it. It's like you're saying about, you'd prefer to just get it, save the energy, get it out of the way, let's just get the next map started, and we'll bounce back there. Whereas obviously, if you do manage to bring it back to a 13-10, if you look at it from a bookmaker's perspective, from a purely analytical, statistical standpoint, you're far more likely to win the next map if you lose 13-10 than if you lose 13-0. Like, odds are way more in your favor. They're not in your favor, but they're way more in your favor with the closer scoreline. But like, that's the thing. It's like, well, okay, but maybe you've expended all your energy to get that 13-10, and now you come into the next one, you're kind of a little bit more laggy, you're more tired, and that's where it can really hit you. So yeah, I guess it's kind of the clash of the two sides, and down to really what kind of player you are and what kind of team you are.
Well, look at other games, right? See how many times we've seen tournaments, and even in Valorant tournaments themselves, it'll be like, really close first game, one team wins it, really close second game, and then you see both teams get onto the third map, and it's sometimes going to be about who's got the stamina left within them. Sometimes when you have these blowout games, it's like one team wins their map, picks super blowout, the other team wins their map, picks super blowout, and then you get this amazing third and final decider, because it's like they're both fully charged, they both quickly ran through it, and it's like now we'll meet in the middle, and then we get to see the full extent of it all.
Yeah, no, I've seen that a lot. I've seen exactly what you're describing in the second one. Anyways, the two really quick games, like each team trades it back. Obviously, I'm going into Counter-Strike territory, but it'd be like 16-5s each side. And then you come into the final map, and it's a really close, really grueling game. Maybe you see some OTs come through. So, yeah, I'm with you on that 100%. It's always an interesting conversation to me, and I guess we'll find out what side FPX are in terms of the trading back rounds argument, if they can keep themselves in it. Because to me, it feels like G2 are just moments away, rounds away from just running away with it. And what's Davidp doing there? He's running forward, flashing as he goes, but luckily, no charges pressed against him. He's able to just bail on back towards the A site, and even rotating further over towards B after.
He loves to get aggressive, but paTiTek's also getting aggressive, and he won't be able to do much from here. Mixwell right on the edge of the smoke. Oh, straight in with the knives. First headshot delivered. He's looking for more. Goes up in the air, but they're ready and waiting for him. FPX expected it. They know how Mixwell likes to play it. Already waiting outside. He went in full charge. But that full charge wasn't charged up enough. No Super Saiyan mode for Mixwell this time. And pyth, do you know what? Up until the finals, I've been so impressed with him. Super, like, just playing out of his mind, much better than we'd seen in previous tournaments.
Yep.
And he's had a couple of these games now. It's been slow starts for him.
Yep, the previous map definitely wasn't one that I would take into consideration, but the one before, first map, he had 2 kills in the halftime on Ascend. If I'm not misremembering, had a slightly better second half, but still only finished on 7. It was a really rough series from him, or at least map from him. And I 100% agree with you. He's been one that we've sung his praises again and again. You look at the opening games from G2, he was just smashing players out. But really, you know, it's performing under pressure. It's performing in moments like this when you come to a grand final. You need to be reliable for your team. And right now, he's having a tough time.
slower round coming out from FPX this time around. They're waiting to see if anyone else is going to get aggressive on FPX. Oh, wow. Nice use of the paint there. A lot of damage done to Davidp. Now, ardiis needs to try and even up these numbers a bit. Starts to see the push coming through. Luckily, mixwell's already decided to rotate over. Angel coming in with a teleport, and he's gone up high. He's going to jump straight down, but into the clutches of ardiis. It's a straight refrag coming in there, but Angel, you don't want to give away opportunities like that.
Well, we're now in a spot in a 2v4 retake that I don't even expect to see G2 moving towards this site. Although they are walking on forward. That drone's already cleared out this angle, but they're still watching it. Zyppan was cautious on 1-for-1 trades. Are they still going for this? paTiTek wants the 1v3. He thinks he can win it. He's had to back away after the flash, and it looks like that is going to be the end of his run at the retake. Although I still feel like they stuck around maybe a little bit too long.
He was hoping someone might overextend or poke on into it. But not this time around. FPX are trying to play it as smart as possible. They know how difficult it is to deal with G2's attacking side on this map. They've seen many teams on the receiving end of it. It's a much more even game, though, from these two to start off with here. This is much more what we expected.
It's what we hoped for, definitely. After the double 13-3 that they initially clashed on, I was quite worried that G2 would just dominate this series. Then Ascent goes to FPX, and it's looking like the inverse might be true. But here we are. We're at a position where G2 are obviously ahead, as you'd expect. But they're struggling. 4-3. paTiTek having a slower game. pyth having a slower series. This isn't the time that you want players to disappear on you. As I said, it's all about consistency, and these are the moments that your team needs you more than ever. And we haven't really seen that from G2, where a couple of players drop off coming into important games. I think FPX are doing a pretty phenomenal job with this slow, grueling playstyle on the attacking side. They're really punishing G2 for any of the mistakes that they're making and causing them to constantly question themselves. I want to make a point here, James. Nobody's pushed forward on G2. We're now a minute in the round when we see mixwell eventually peek over towards the A site. But up until now, there's been nothing from them. And they're usually a very proactive and very early aggressive team.
Shells went out but didn't find anything. Angel pushed up. It's a back and forth battle. A lot of G2 have already got themselves into the site, but is it even going to be enough? They're trading out, and Shao looks to deliver some more. Davidp wants to sneak up on it. The spike only just about to be planted. mixwell's hoping to be given an opportunity. They're ready and waiting for this push to come through. Nice positioning from Meddo there. Oh, the trade-off and the swing, but mixwell onto Shao. That was a beautiful shot, but it's just not enough. And finally, we see FPX take a bit of a slower pace, but go towards the C site and then had a lot of focus towards A and B. And this was, again, very back and forth, very chaotic, coming down to some real close encounters.
That was a... we ran out of battery. That was a serious jaw-dropper shot from mixwell. I mean, that genuinely dropped my jaw just instinctively. That was
I didn't think he hit it. I had to look up. I was like, huh?
Yeah, I have no idea how he hit it either. That's the thing. Like, just watching that, just going, no, he couldn't hit that. He couldn't have gotten the shot off even. It was so damn good. But 5-3. Position for FPX, ever improving. You know, the attacking side of this map can be clocking up about 7 rounds. It's reasonable. G2 have got to feel somewhat comfortable, but it's now about getting access. You know, the previous round they had 3 players rotated into the C site, ready for the push, and nothing really came of it. And FPX, they've still got a little bit left to commit in terms of ultimates, certainly more impactfully than G2 do, with that Hunter's Fury already playing massive roles in some of the games we've seen in this series alone. I'd be cautiously optimistic if I was FPX about how that previous round went.
Yeah, FPX are really on this position right now, though, of like, we want to play, G2 has to play against guess you know? Like, which way are we going to go? What's going to happen? Nicely done from Shao with the Hunter's Fury. Goes in to try and tag up another one, but the destruction continues. They've got themselves into the A site. The spike's going to be planted. They've been met with very little resistance here. Mixwell's just up in the tower, and even if paTiTek's able to find that kill, Mixwell, he needs to find an opening of his own. He can't just push in just yet. Ooh, Zyppan, a bit slow to react on that. You don't normally say that about it. Angel still sat in the back lines, and well, that's information for paTiTek to play off. He can give that over towards his teammates. So a good use of the ult, at least in that. No success found with the breach. Shao looking to face for it, and that could be problematic. If Mixwell can get this kill onto Angel, it's going to be huge. He dashes on out. He's got some backup, and they swing round together. If they can pull this off, it's going to be absolutely huge. But Shadow lands a big shot, and pyth won't have enough time. He has to get the hell out of there. He manages to grab an operator for his troubles. But that's still 6 rounds now on the board for FPX. But that got way too close.
Huge read by Shao as well on the Hunter's Fury. That opening was invaluable to them. And they realized, you know what, ardiis is still in his drone. So he's stuck stationary, probably on the side itself, right? So they ult in, they grab that kill, and although it comes very close, the time is what ultimately buys them the win over on the FPX side. On the back of that, and we talked about the Hunter's Fury impact. It's great that we got to see it straight away. 6-3. The scoreline is good for FPX. Everything is going their way, and G2 have got a much weaker buy than is really ideal for them at this point.
FPX want to up the pace a little bit here, knowing that it's a lesser buy coming out, but Mixwell with the knives could change things up a lot here. Oh, plenty of damage going the way of FPX. This is a huge push in. Full confidence, full force, and G2 don't know what to do. pyth's trying to escape. He may have the operator, but he can't get anything done with it. paTiTek's all alone. He's got a Spectre at least, but he's got to rely on them pushing him. And what they do, but after already finding out where he is, the FPX show continues. So much better from them, Mitch.
Looking a million times better, Banks. Absolutely. The fact that they're delivering after such a crushing defeat on the previous map speaks to the professionalism of this team. Now that we look at moving into the final stages of this half, a G2 that have been pretty flat so far. We're missing pyth. We're seeing Mixwell turn up, but not to the extent that we need to alongside paTiTek, who is, you know, had an amazing first map, an amazing series so far.
Yeah.
But himself and ardiis have not been here in this map, and ardiis in this series as well. It's been tough.
Now Boombot not going to find any success. You can see the change up as well. Davidp not getting as aggressive anymore. FPX started to get wise to it as Shadow finds himself a nice one. Tries to take a pop shot through the smoke. Won't connect, but they're well aware of the positions now of some of these players. And just the use of smoke we're seeing here from FPX is making this so difficult for G2 to find any success. The onslaught continues, and this time they're going to barrel into the B site. ardiis is pushed away by the paint shells. He can't push onto this just yet. He's got his ult in play, but is it worth going for? Maybe after this kill there might be a chance for it. pyth trying to chime in and find some success, and nicely done. Angel thinks he can sneak on and back in, but it's not going to work out in his favor. They spray down pyth, but Mixwell could easily try and clutch this out. Shao's trying to get some extra information in play, but that drone went the wrong way. Mixwell now in the 1v2. Oh, Meddo. That timing certainly didn't work out. But Mixwell, he needs to get on this. He needs to get on it fast. Can he even get it to go halfway? He's sat on it for now for the first part. Doesn't decide to come off just yet. And Mixwell, a huge clutch. After nearly going down at the beginning on C long, he brings them in a big round that G2 desperately needed. Because FPX were on a tear. They were on a roll.
Again, though, look at those player cams. Not a single player on G2 is reacting the way we saw them on the previous map. No one's jumping for joy or screaming. This is a tough game. FPX are delivering exactly what Davidp said in the previous time these two met, when G2 manhandled them. It was what Davidp said he expected of them, to put on a show, to make it difficult between these, to make it difficult for G2, and that didn't happen. But now FPX have woken up. They've come in, they're firing on all cylinders. The 7 rounds, I said it's acceptable for them to get. Past this would be amazing, but mixwell shut them down and stopped the chances of it going their way on an 8-4 in the previous. But they've got one more opportunity to close this out on the attacking side before G2 go over to a side we know they're capable on. The ult not landing to start this off. That's the showstopper already popped. Hunter's Fury comes through. It's looking for damage. It's going to land quite a bit on that third shot. Taking the armor off most players, a shock dart to do a little bit more and almost take the breach out of play as well.
Big damage coming in. G2 are ready for this if they still want to commit to this B push. Davidp looking to try and find some success. He's daring to push on through. Shadow's waiting for him. Smart stuff there from FPX. Back away a little bit. Know how much the G2 are starting to commit to it. Know that you've ruffled their feathers just a little bit. And Meddo still sticking about on his own, but you want to hold on to that advantage. You've got to be careful here. Be aware of a flank, sure. That's what he's doing, going back to group up towards A. The ult's going to be used. Everything's being committed for this last round, and rightly so. Oh, they're trying to get the information. We'll get it for now, and pyth's able to react on it. This is huge. G2 can start their attempt. They all push into the site. The kills start to go their way. FPX needs to find an answer, and they need to find it now. That's the start of the good. But it could be the end of the bad. Shadow needs to land some key shots. Mixwell swings around the corner. It's a 1v1, and Meddo doesn't have much health, but he lands the key headshot. A big-time win for F. Their defense needs to become solid now, as G2 will be giving it their all. Like we said, Mitch, this is the most tested we've ever seen G2, and this is in the grand final of the last European Ignition Series here.
It's one hell of a show being put on by FPX. Look, they waited for the entire Ignition Series. It's like a dramatic entrance, right? Come at the last hour, kick the door open. We're here, baby. And they're looking to do it with a reverse sweep. From being 2-1 down all the way back up into it in this pistol round. It's a defining factor that Shao's already underlining the definition, but then he goes down and they close in the distance on the site, finding every fight along the way. Finally, an answer is there for FPX as they come right back into the game and put Davidp in a 1v2, and he takes a lot of damage on the way out.
And no abilities to play with anymore. He had to commit so much. He's trying to be sneaky, but Angel, he's far too smart for that. Across his career, he's seen it many times in many different titles as well. The pistol will go their way, and they're looking at a temp potentially. But remember, G2 are loving the force-ups. They're loving to fight fire with fire. And will they do it again? Or will they just stick with the classics and concede to go in with the potential for fighting it off in the third of the second half? Shorty in play for ardiis. Shorty on paTiTek as well. So yeah, they're not going to go in for the Spectres or anything. No spike down kind of makes sense as well. Save onto your money and go full force into the next after this round. Let's see what G2 can get away with here. Very fast play from Davidp.
They're very normally that team that go hyper aggressive into the second round, right? You can see the respect that they're showing FPX by actually taking into consideration this weaker buy, or this non-buy, essentially. I'm a big spokesperson for buying up your abilities no matter what round it's in. You should always have a full utility belt because you save them over. Unless, okay, if you're Brimstone or someone that has a refresh where you get one every round, okay, you don't need to buy them all up on an eco. But in general, it's always good to have some, because if you don't and you end up in a like 2v2, you're thinking, God, I'd love to have some flashes right now. But if you have them and you die, it doesn't matter. You don't need to use them. You can just save them up and have them in the next round anyways. It's not like you get compound interest or anything on the cash saved over.
Imagine if that was a fake of the economy.
You got 10K, you just make so much more money. Yeah, we're going to triple eco. APR. That's the
Ooh, that's a nice start though for paTiTek. C-site under the control of G2 already. They've come in fast, and I don't think FPX expected that at all. No chance of them getting the defense up here. And the retake's going to be also difficult. Look at the positioning from G2. paTiTek confidently up high. Davidp far down C long.
He's got a lot of control. Just anchored in position. This is a round that they definitely need this round. 100% of the time. FPX can't get away with this kind of mix buy. Meddo straight away through the smoke onto paTiTek. They're making it costly. Getting back into this round is unlikely considering the time remaining. Oh, no. Davidp's turned into that flash. He heard a noise, didn't realize it was the flashbang. This is possible. They need to go quickly though. I don't even think it's possible anymore. No, they have to weapons.
Oh, this is huge. Oh, Shadow. He isn't able to deal the damage onto pyth, but Meddo swings on it as well. So despite the weaker weaponry, okay, it's a round to G2, but the damage done was incredible.
Yeah, that's insert DJ Khaled meme here. He comes out. Another one. Another one. Doesn't get this one, but it's all right. His teammate's here for another one. That was dominant. I love it. I love it. Like, making that round costly, make the best of a bad situation. That's what it's all about. An attack pause from G2 because they're forced down to their last dollar and dime. They've got to invest everything into this round, and so there's no messing about. You lose this one, you lose the map, and we go on to map number 5, where it is all to play for. G2, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it loud for the people in the back. They are being challenged. They're being pressured, and this could be the first time we've actually seen G2 sweat.
It does look a bit like Shadow's listening to music there while they're just having this chat, right? He's like, I'm vibing. I'm getting ready for it. First, Link listening to music. And just to correct you, Mitch, remember, it's not just this round, right? There's a few more rounds that FPX need to grab to take the win. But yeah, the economy side of things will be greatly hurt for G2, and they'll be on match point.
That's exactly it. It will be 12-5
Just to be clear, you might have confused some people.
It's not literally a win, but it is figuratively like a 99% if you manage to get there.
That's a big win.
That is a big win, but it's traded back straight away. Zyppan, he's not going quietly into the night. And they bail out immediately. They find a kill outside doors. They're just rotating to A. Angel, he's answering up, and he's looking for a little bit more of that paranoia, though. It's cost him his life.
So unfortunate for Angel there. So unlucky. He didn't expect someone to be that close. paTiTek's very low. Meddo's going to back away from that. Zyppan's now got some extra information to play off of here. He's got a good amount of utility to use to push him in, but is it going to be enough? That's the next thing. paTiTek is behind him, trying to flank it out. Meddo needs to find an opening. There needs to be a way he can strike. Good use of the grenade. Does a hell of a lot of damage, but he can't find the kill. Zyppan to finish off Davidp. paTiTek in the back lines. pyth's going to have the one that needs to do some serious damage here. He needs to at least get one kill, and that's exactly what he does. Zyppan wasn't checking all the corners, and now he's all alone. Not enough he can do, not enough time, but more weapons taken away from G2. It's so costly for him over and over again, but it's costly for both sides now, as G2 managed to chain a couple of rounds together here.
There is no easy winning in this game so far. Every round, every victory has come with its own little cost. And for G2, it's all about answering these rounds back consistently. What is going on in this man's room? Honestly, his house is moving. It is on legs. I don't know what's happening here. Every time we switch to him, it looks like you got to jump under his table. Like, tech pause, boys. Another earthquake. Got to get under the table. Let's hope the PC's okay.
paTiTek's not going to be okay for the start of this round. His aggression has been met this time. It was 3 members that pushed up early on A. Now, just to be clear, for anyone that's just tuning in, some new Valorant fans, G2 Esports have won every Ignition Series event in Europe. They are the #1 team in Europe by far. FPX right now are challenging them and trying to take them to a 5th map. 4 in total have played because G2 had the advantage. The ults are being spent. G2 are trying to find their way into the site. There was early aggression on A, but then they fell back, and now G2, they're starting to wreck face.
Shadow, Shadow opened this up. He rocked the world of paTiTek, but unfortunately wasn't able to do much more after it. And Zyppan, one of the best players in the world you're ever going to see when it comes to Valorant. Has to answer hugely, and he gets it done. Nade down. This could be it. Straight on the forced into in the open. What a round by Zyppan and Meddo. The clutch, the defuse, and 11-6.
Oh my God. A 2v4 in style. Zyppan and Meddo. Zyppan the fast and furious. Meddo the calm, cool, and collected. Starts off with an ult that doesn't pay off. Then that beautiful headshot. He throws out the satchels. It weakens it up. He manages to get ardiis. The refrag didn't work out either. And then the nade forced him into Meddo's grasp. What a play, and the smiles. They are big right now for FPX. 1 round away from match point, and G2, they got a hell of a mountain to climb. And that mountain is FPX. It's no small feat.
Well, 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 how the turntables. You know, I saw Mixwell tweeting during that Liquid game about Liquid over-facing when that Sheriff play came through from FunPlus Phoenix. Well, looks like it's time for Liquid to tweet about G2, because that was ridiculous. They faced everything. They just gave every opportunity away. And that round was lost for no other reason than that. Now it's pistols for G2, or I should say it was pistols. They've retrieved some rifles, and Mixwell's able to answer with 1, but that's stun. They're not pushing on the back of it. That would have been perfect.
Yeah, a bit of miscommunication maybe, because the drone was going out as well. ardiis still only on a pistol. Now he's all alone. It's going to be too much for him to handle. An easy headshot delivered from Shadow, and the 12th round secured. Oh, this is just incredible. Never did we expect it to go this far. Never did we expect G2 to be struggling like this. We have just not witnessed it in Europe. And FPX, they've turned it up a notch. They've learned from yesterday. They may have got slapped around 13-3 on both maps when they first faced off against G2 in this tournament. But right here, right now, they're bringing their A game. And it's not just relying on Shao or Zyppan. We've got Meddo popping off. We've got Shadow having moments. And Angel, he just stands up, stands strong right when they need him to.
I've got a job for Tom in the background during this. I want him to go and just quickly check out. Is this the first time G2 have not just destroyed in a grand finals? I don't think they've lost a map in most grand finals, if not any. And yet here we are, where they're in a position where they could genuinely be losing. Angel, double opening, pyth and paTiTek, they fall like flies. And FPX, they might just be taking us the whole distance all the way to Split.
It's certainly possible. It's certainly doable. Davidp, he's being so cautious. It's just not working out. The May refrag comes in, but they need a little bit more than that if they want to try and take this round and save onto the map position. Shadow to deal with Davidp, and now it's all on ardiis. He's already low on health, and he's all alone. Shao will finish him off. It's 13-6, and we are going to Split. The 4th and final map in this best of 5. G2 may have had an amazing grand final. Now we get onto these agent picks. And well, Tom, do you expect any curveballs? Or do you... Whoa, okay. It's Shao say that's it, Split. It's Split, so I can't live with it. Not the Sova. Not the Sova. I'm happy though. This makes me so happy. What did we say? We spoke about this. We didn't want to see him on Sova.
Yeah, even still though, I feel like the main strengths of that agent were with takes, if anything, on the attacking side, like using that wall to get you into sites. Now it's going to be spammed a lot sooner, so it definitely has its extra vulnerabilities. So I still question whether or not that will work too well for them, but it's his comfort pick. And going into a grand final, if anything, you remember I don't know much about Dota, but I know about OG. If you're on your comfort pick, sometimes that can be enough to get you through a game. And I want Shao to be as comfy as possible. It's something Davidp tweeted, James. Get comfy. Well, it looks like Shao's doing it.
Right, I'm not being blamed by these fans. By the looks of it, we're getting into the game. Tom, Mitch, you may laugh. Freya, you're always lovely, so I've got no complaints about you. This is it right now, though. This is what we have been waiting for, Mitch. Finally, someone to test G2, someone to give the EU region a bit of hope. The FPX fans are loving life right now. The G2 fans may finally have a reason to be on the edge of their seats. It's not just domination, but either way, we are going to get one hell of a final. As I said before, spread the word, spread the love, because everyone should be watching this game right now.
This is the finals that we've waited for, not just throughout this tournament, Banks. throughout the entirety of EU Valorant. It has just been G2 slapping absolutely everybody. 2 zeros, 3 zeros, doesn't matter. But here we go. 5 maps are what are needed. It is the 5th and final of the finals. And already we're seeing a push in towards the A side. FPX looking to get Froggy up in the faces of G2. The wall already up. It's now reinforced, strong and ready to go. And that's going to take a while to break while paTiTek only gets 1. And the A site might just be open for business.
Ooh.
And indeed it is.
A site under control of FPX. A bit of a back and forth. Mixwell dashing out there, but the spike on the floor, they can't pick it up. A slight error here for the FPX side, and they've got to push into 2 players. And it's a breach they need to deal with as well, but Zyppan finishes off pyth. It's going to give them the numbers advantage here. That grenade going out, it forces Mixwell out of position, and now Davidp's all alone, but they swarm him, they take him down, and FPX grab the pistol round. Even Zyppan is shaking his table now.
They're all in the earthquake zone, but it's G2 that are looking shaky. Losing out the pistol round, that is a big blow. And look at this. Every game that we've had so far, G2 have been nothing but smiles. I think Mixwell's turned into an android. This guy's just been staring at a screen for the last hour, trying to comprehend what the hell is happening. We literally had ardiis say, if they lose a single map, that's an embarrassment. That's a bad performance from them. They've lost 2. In fact, they're 2-1 down, James.
Oh my. Oh my. If this was a best of 3 and there was no advantage, it would FPX already have won. But it is a best of 5. It is G2 being pushed. It is them being pressured, and it's how they deal with this. A loss has to come to everyone eventually, and it's only 1 round. You can never count G2 out. Like I said, I've seen them come down from being a 10-2 first half loss and then win like 13-11. These guys have always been able to make it work and find a way. But ardiis' position is going to be known. Oh no, he gets tagged up heavily there. Mixwell's going to go switch it out now. But they need to be oh so careful. Shao on the Sage is such a delight for me to see, because that's the time they actually were able to challenge G2 a bit on this map before Zyppan had that incident where he just lagged out. Oh, the shorty! pyth's trying to make it work. The flashes are coming out. We're blind for days, and they're just trading out for now.
This is going to be a nice little spray by Shao, but he only gets 1. The returns are there. G2 are still putting up a fight even with the weaker weapons. Mixwell, no escape from that as Angel lurked down below and waited for him. That's a trippy effect coming out of paTiTek's gun, but unfortunately it's not enough to get him the round win. That is G2 falling 2-0, but it was a very weak investment. They came in with practically nothing. Some shorties, some ghosts, and some classics. Now they get the full investment, and this is where the damage can really be done by the G2 side.
And remember, this is a very defensive-sided map, as we've seen multiple times here. We saw FPX on the good time they had a run on this map. Was it 3 they got on their attacking side? I'm playing well off memory.
So.
I'm putting you on the spot again, Mitch.
Yeah, throwing me under the bus on that one. Appreciate it, appreciate it.
It's never throwing you on the bus. It's me that can't remember it. That's why I'm asking you.
So we had, the history of this has been pretty defensive-sided for G2. Massively so, actually. When they play against this team, I'll go through the history. 7 rounds, 8 rounds, 9 rounds, and 10 rounds. It's been getting slowly, but surely better. Well, now, 10 is the best they can get, and they got to look for a little bit more. Because if they're going to be actually delivering this win and finishing out the final Ignition series, they need to dominate. They need to come through and stop FPX, because that ball is rolling. And we said confidence was going to be one of the main issues for FPX going into the previous map. Well, there's no doubt about it. This team is looking confident now.
Oh, pyth with the double up. Angel's able to swing round on him, but FPX, they don't have the numbers right now. Good positioning, but ardiis is still going to seal the deal. I love seeing ardiis on the raise. It fits his character, it fits his style. Has he done enough, though, in order for G2 to hold on to this? Davidp and paTiTek looking to try and push in. Nicely done for now. They're all there on top of it. And it's an easy cleanup. 3 still alive, and G2 managed to get the job done here. They're sharing out the ult point from the defuse. And rightly so. Play it smart, play it safe the whole way through. But even though that's a round win, the faces of G2 have changed massively.
No longer are there smiles all around and confidence overflowing. This is a G2 that feel the pressure, that feel threatened. And you can see that Whoa! Again, the earthquake zone for Shadow. Honestly, I don't know what this guy is playing on. It looks like he's playing on a seesaw.
He's so close, right, to his monitor that any movement he makes, he must just be kicking the table.
He's gonna hit himself in the face with the thing in a second.
I'll tell you now, I used to play like that many years ago in my playing days. And I wear glasses now, so Shadow, back a little bit away. Mate. Safety first, trust me.
Monitors
Don't end up
back
like
then
me.
were like 10 hertz, though, right?
We had
back in the
120
good old
hertz
days.
on CRT though, mate. I was lugging CRTs around to my lens.
That was the big suitcase.
Yep, you wouldn't even be able to lift them. Your arms don't carry enough. There's a reason I'm big and strong.
I was gonna say I'd just bring it in the car, but you probably didn't have those back then. The cart, I guess. The horse and carriage. Back when fuel was just carrots. But we're in a position now for G2. You know, they went out that round. Okay, cool. Now answer back when they don't have the weak weapons, when they've got the rifles in play. Because FPX, they didn't upgrade the previous round, right? They played that one a little bit looser. And sure, they got wrecked on just a straight B push, but now we're seeing a much more spread out attack. They've gone in towards the upper A, moving down through rope room, and they're starting to split in towards this site. Mixwell, he realizes something's up. Something is really happening that they haven't got a grip on. And so he calls for that rotate. They realize this is probably a B hit.
Nicely done. The push is going to come through. Davidp doesn't want to risk it. That wall's in play as well, but it's pyth and ardiis. They're coming up huge. Even with a judge in play, pyth's going to get a free upgrade out of it. He'll be slapped down by Shadow eventually, but Shadow does not have much health and he does not have much time. G2 get the next round on the board, and that slow attempt, it was completely read by G2. They were well aware of what was going on.
That they were. G2 had such a good read. You could see it from the very start, Banks. You know, when Mixwell just wrapped around behind, he was being so cautious, and he realized, you know what? There's nobody here, right? There's no movement. There's nothing happening. So it's time to then start rotating over. They had 4 players towards that site before the push came in. That was just such a fantastic read. And my God, what is that? Honestly, it's freaking me out at this point, Banks. Get this man a desk, FPX. Come on. You're a big orc. You can give him a desk.
If they get the win, we'll sort it out. We'll make it happen.
25K. You can go to IKEA. Yeah. If you find that win. They'll have something. They'll have something. You're in Sweden, IKEA, come on.
FPX on the pistols, but still being cautious here at mid. I do love the way G2 play it out here at mid. They try and come through more towards the B side, occasionally mix it up on rope room. But in general, they don't like to mix it up too much or be too aggressive. They'll allow you to have some more control. They'll lure you into a false sense of security. More flashes coming out for days. Eventually Davidp goes down, and oh, you've given Shadow an opportunity there, but it's Shao delivering with the Sheriff. We're now in a 1v1. The revives come into play as well. This is huge. There'll be weapons for them to play off of. They need to make a decision on where they want to go. They've got plenty of time to decide it as well.
There's one thing that they can deduce as well. If you've got Mixwell towards mid, paTiTek is typically going to be playing that A site in his stead.
Yep.
I think they've realized that moving into the B site, going in for the plant. I mean, FPX have played against this team 4, maybe 5 times. I think 4. So they know the tendencies. But paTiTek, well, he tends to win these if he's given the opportunity in with 1.
Oh!
And he gets it after the paranoia. What a huge play. And he comes through. But wrong agent, but, you know, it's the thought that counts with the spray and then the defuse. Beautiful stuff. G2, they're not letting go of this one, Banks.
paTiTek. What a play. What a way for that to go down. 30 health after the first engagement. Straight in confidently onto Shao. And okay, let's be honest, that round should have never got that way. Look how it started off. They only had pistols. So FPX made it work for sure. But they managed to bait out the revive from Shao as well, which is a huge use. Oh, is that he's doing the Goku? Lend them my energy.
What is this?
Spirit bomb is coming up. I love it, Biff. Take my energy.
He's actually doing some sort of Zen stuff to the screen as well, like channel.
I'm all in on it. I'm all in on it, right? Anything that works.
Hey, look, if it's gonna give you maybe a small chance of winning the round, I'll take it, man.
Twitch chat, do me a favor right now. Clip that. Put Goku and then put pyth on the other side and do the lend me my energy moment.
That was something else. I've never seen that in player cams, Banks. I've seen a lot of player cams, but that is a first for me.
Do you know what? Mick Blast right now doing the social media. He's right on top of this. He's ready
That's
for all
going
the
up.
moves.
That one's
He's
going up.
loving it.
Oh man. Well, something new. I guess you learn something new every day. Maybe that's why I don't win enough clutches. I need my teammates to be channeling their inner zen.
You'll
But
always have
yeah.
my energy, Mitch. I'm always giving it to you. I may be old, but I'll lend you every bit of strength I've got.
Well, not much coming my way then, but we're looking at a spot for FPX now that, you know, this is their opportunity to challenge and really answer back. Again, they got close in the previous round. They almost had it, but it's an acceptable one to lose. That flash should not have hit Davidp. Yeah, he backed off that corner. Very early usage of the ultimate as well. He can't really capitalize anything off it. It only cost him a couple seconds, but that could be all the difference with the amount left on the clock.
Again, heavy focus here from FPX to try and get into B. The time is running down. They need to make something happen. They need to make something happen fast. This is great for G2. Time is on their side, and they've halted everything FPX wanted to try and do here. Mixwell, cheeky as you like, pops in with the operator. And another flawless round goes their way. It's an attack from every single side.
Yeah, just pincering in. You go absolutely everywhere, diving onto that one. And you know, when you're G2 and you're able to just box them in like that on time, hey, maybe I'm just with Davidp's ultimate. I had to correct. See, because there's a Sage in play, I was like, no, wait, Davidp's a Sage. I'm like, no, they killed her. They killed her, don't forget.
Tables have turned. The tables
He is a
have
breach
turned.
now. But yeah, his Rolling Thunder, I think that was just a delay time. He probably thought they'd already pushed past the choke point, in fairness. But it worked out either way. You saw the extra pressure that those couple of seconds cost them. That in the end, okay, he doesn't get a kill off it or anything like that, but it has more dimension to it than that. Here we go again. The man's blind for 6 minutes.
Oh, Angel. DG just going for
Oh my God.
Our observer's like, what is this?
This is just
We need an
madness,
on-off button for flashes for observers.
every 3 seconds. Boom. God. Well, they're all gone at least, I think. There might be one left. I think I've counted 5. Not on Davidp, at least. He's going to go for the stun up towards heaven. 50 seconds left. I mean, it's not going to cost him a massive amount of time. But it's all about just keeping them boxed in. The moment they've got pistols, they don't have a great chance of really working with it or getting anything done. Davidp, I don't like the re-aggression. They're in a spot where they've got ranged duels everywhere except for where Davidp is. There's the final flash of the round, and it doesn't get them anything except death.
Lock down. Another flawless round. Another solid hold from G2. Is what we expect from them on split, though. And this is where FPX need to try and find more of an answer than just be in mid, right? You're taking the chance. It's just whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, so many flashes, so much pain.
Oh, yes. Can we get that exact thing right there? It's like my face when I get flashed for the 6th time in a round. It's just Shadow shaking his whole house. Oh. You know the thing that triggers me about Shadow? It's just take a look next time we're on his cam. Why is his headset cable around his microphone? That really annoys me. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe it's cable management. I don't know. Mine's always just draping down in my way, but having it wrapped around my mic, that freaks me out.
No FPX, can the opening help them out here? Is it going to be enough? Now they're trying to get into the A site, but paTiTek in a great spot. It's trading it out, though, and ardiis, he's coming over to deliver the lockdown some more. Shao's not done, and he's certainly not out of it. 2 more kills, and be back up with the ult as well. Shadow's got his in play. Oh, no! But Shao, he saves the day. They were both fully focused on Shadow. And the young man steps up on Sage, grabs himself his ultimate as well. And finally, another round here for the attacking side of FPX.
Fantastic stuff. The delivery by Shao, player that we've been hoping to see so much more from. Why is it wrapped around his mic? And I'm so happy to see him really just turn up, deliver. This is I'm blown away, Banks. FPX, they're putting on a show. They're making sure that, hey, look, this one might go to G2. It's still in contention, but it sure as hell ain't going to go to them easily. They're not getting away with the same kind of just breezing through finals that they have been and that they thought they were getting away with here as well.
Oh, no. Angel's got away with murder. This might not be spotted out. Comes in from behind, takes down ardiis. Shao's also opened up onto paTiTek. This will give him the A site. Oh, this is huge. FPX. They're making big moves. Angel can delay him for so long as well. The Cypher upload coming through.
5 seconds on the smoke. You know, they haven't got one to play with just yet, but they've managed to cross site safely with the Cypher upload and the paranoia that had come through. Angel out of utility at this point. The smoke just about to come back up online for him, though, but as mixwell goes through to clear underneath, he falls. pyth with a good answer of his own, and with Shao getting the heals on, he'll be back up to basically full health. I don't know that Davidp can get in here in time. They're just spread out. They're oh, no! I thought Shao was behind the wall. He was sitting in front of it. He was looking for a fight, and he got one. Fair play.
Shao is back, baby. The Shao star we spoke about so many times. He's been missing when FPX needed him. Having to change so many agents multiple times for this team. Sage on split is definitely what works for him, but is it even going to be enough, right? This is still G2. They're still not out of the dark just yet.
It's been wild. It has been a wild, wild ride. And ardiis, a player that was absent towards the start of this series, the first 2 maps, he basically didn't exist on. And here he is, coming through, leading the charge for G2 with 13 kills already. Will not go silently into the night. He's found himself. And look, Banks, is something that you talk about every day of the week when it comes to ardiis. You want to see him on the Rays. You want to see him doing this, and on split, there's no better place.
We just got to get his confidence with it, though, right? It's the ardiis I love on Rays is when he's poking out into mid. He's throwing out the paint shells. He's confusing them as just popping the ult the moment he's got it up. But he needs to be able to get it going enough times to put the hurt onto FPX. Because right now, FPX never seem like they're down and out of it. We've truly got a game on our hand, a game that we never expected to see. We all didn't think that we'd even be getting to split, let's be honest.
No, no one did. Look at how things have gone in the past, man. This has just been G2 dominating the scene from day one. No one would come into this thinking, oh, we're going to go all the way. FPX might win it. No, you're mad. You're mad if you think that. And yet here we are. We're in a spot where FPX, after getting 13-3'd consistently on 2 maps by G2 last time they faced, they're now here and they're awake.
No.
Angel even opening it up, the entry fragger that we love to see, and he's got away with 1, but then his teammates are starting to fall.
Oh, the timing there for Davidp. Shadow was ready and waiting for it. Locked on with the operator, and Shadow on his operator has impressed me more and more just in this grand final than I've ever seen before from him. Now we're in a 2v4, and the G2 think they got a chance. If the camera goes up, you get a bit of information, but is that even enough to play off? Look at Meddo's position on ramp.
There's nothing to be done about this for G2. They're out of here. You know, obviously FPX have got it locked down anyways, but a 2v4, regardless of how sloppy the post plants are, is very rarely going to go your way. So they've definitely made the right call. pyth, seeing if he could just grab an exit on the way, but it's time to run away. Time to get out of here. And he'll do so successfully, carrying forward the weapons. But 5-5. Thanks. Like, I've got a big smile on my face right now. I know Mixwell doesn't. That man's a cyborg right now. He's just.
Why have you got a big smile on your face?
It's a tied up 5th map of the grand finals. This
okay,
is
that's fine. I thought you were going to
game.
throw the curse at me or something some more, you know?
No. I'm not going there. I'm not going there yet. Now, if G2 lose this, I won't say anything. I think G2 will have something to say on social media about it, but, you know, I won't.
Again, Carlos.
I'll DM them and make sure they say it,
good
but, you
friends.
know, I won't.
I love you. I didn't mean this to happen. I don't want it to happen. I don't want to be a curse. I don't believe in this stuff.
Next event, Banks is not allowed to make predictions.
Yeah,
it's
no
gonna
predictions.
Be a thing.
No longer is this happening.
Like desk predictions, then under you it just says disqualified.
It's just like, he is an omen. A very bad omen.
This guy is basically just Brimstone because he's such a terrible omen for everybody else.
Hey, in the hands of Angel, It's a whole different set of kettle, a whole different kettle of fish. There we go.
Set of kettles? How many kettles do you have, Banks? This is the question I need to
Hey,
answer
it's
to.
getting late. We're on our seventh game of the day. There's only so much cursing I can take.
I do have 2 kettles. It's because I broke one. The other one kind of works, and I just haven't had the heart to throw it out yet.
It might give
Fancy
you a bad omen.
Exactly. Thank you, Banks.
Oh, the push in. Zyppan. He's got his ult up. He wants to try and make it work, but he doesn't know where to fire it just yet. Oh, ardiis jumps up high. Zyppan never expected it. But the rest of FPX want to make their way onto the A site. The paranoia, the flashes. They're toying with each other. They're playing with fire. Davidp and the backlines can't get it done. Still a great chance in it for G2. They just need to hold on and hold strong. Oh, this is huge. mixwell stops the spike from going down, and there's just not enough time for FPX. G2 are battling back with everything they've got, and Shao, there's nothing he can do in this round.
No, I don't think there is, Banks. Short of installing a spin bot, that round was done. And
It makes
G2,
sense for him to die there, though, for the ult point, right?
exactly. One
Yeah.
step closer. When you've got the cash, why not just go down? You know, okay, you'll give one to your enemy, but I think Shao brings enough value of his own, considering he can have that res and make up for any mistake towards the start. It was a great little push by mixwell, getting in there just in time to make the clock their biggest enemy. And now we come into what will be the final round of the half. G2 looking hot. They're building up rounds, but honestly, if they win this, we're just in a position that sets it up even. Oh, ardiis, he's going to do it. Let's watch ardiis for this round. This guy is about to just go like crazy. They've just had a paranoia thrown through. He's already up in their grill, but he misses it. Great timing by Shao. He's got the heal up, and with that kill, one step closer to his ult.
Yeah, an extra kill if he can get an ult orb anywhere. It's going to be huge. He could potentially get the one towards B. paTiTek's right on the edge of it, though. And will they expect it? He's looking to tuck himself potentially around the corner. The flash comes out. paTiTek, they're on the hunt for him. Zyppan playing it smart. He's trying to teleport out, and he is able to get away. But my, oh my, paTiTek, that was cutting it close. Oh, Shadow onto Davidp. So that's the B site open.
Completely. Yeah, there are players now just up in heaven. mixwell, he wants to gain middle control. He's spotting it. Nobody's seen. Oh, there's the red. They know it's coming. They're going to try and break, but they didn't get it broken in time. The health's already back up on it. paTiTek. Oh! mixwell! He takes them both. Angel and Zyppan collateraled, and the res goes unanswered. FPX 2 versus 2. And the ult's still well in play for G2. This is a disaster, Banks.
FPX thought they had it. They thought they made the right call. But Meddo could make his own right call. He's on the flank, but mixwell expects it. The right click comes through. Only one more to find. It's a 2v1, and it's all on to Shadow. He's got an operator in hand. He's been so deadly. But look at the time. It's not on his side. He knows that mixwell could push him at any time. The smoke goes down. They're trying to force him off the spike. But it's not going to work just now. mixwell. Oh! So close. So careful. mixwell toying. He's got to be so careful. They nearly line up for a double, but it's mixwell to land another key operator shot. He's unfazed by it because he knows the pressure's still on. What a round. Oh my God. That could have got either way. It looked like it was FPX's. But again, G2 things just happen. And mixwell's the one to manage to make it come into play. It's 7-5 going into the second half. And G2 have been tested more than ever before on split. But is it enough for FPX to take the win? Be back here in just a few minutes to find out in the second half. Lines, Mitch, as we get a 7-5 now, as G2 will enter into their attacking side here on split. This is not just the decider. This is the decider of the grand finals, where G2 have been pushed further than ever before in a Valorant event. FunPlus Phoenix now needs to deliver the defense of a lifetime to try and make this happen.
G2 have lost 2 maps out of 3. That's a best of 3, but what's even worse is that they've lost both of their map picks, right? They've lost, of those maps, 2 were their choice. That sucks. And now they're in a position where they could be losing out. The pressure is on like they've never experienced before. This is an element of G2's gameplay that just has not been tested since the very conception of this lineup. But FPX... Also, Banks, it's worth mentioning, FPX have done this with so little prac. Like,
Yeah.
they have not been together that long. That's unbelievable for them to shake up the scene like that. Okay, Party Pirates, yes. Core 3 of Fabrican, yes. I guess the players have got a lot of synergy already that they're bringing as parts of the
It's so
team.
different under Angel's regime, though.
Exactly. It's a completely different environment. And the fact that they're delivering like this, it just goes to show what you've been talking about with Angel the whole time. This man builds rosters, has done for so long. Mixwell, the dash, he doesn't quite manage to avoid the fault line, though, so he can't follow up on it.
Angel's in a great spot. Oh, no! Taps away, still gets the kill. Able to reload, and then more damage coming in. FPX may have whiffed a few shots, but it may not even matter. G2 gets slapped around a bit. 3 still alive for FPX on the pistol. And it all could have gone wrong had Angel not managed to connect those last few shots. Woo. You panic when you see it, don't you? You miss the first one, and then you start to panic yourself. I've been in that situation many times. Many times.
Yeah, I don't imagine that's incorrect. But, yeah, that was awkward. You know, shot after shot, missing. It's like an action movie. Bullets landing behind him as he goes. You're thinking, oh, this is his big sequence. But no, this is one of those movies where the main character dies in the end. And so we end up in a position 7-6. FPX pick up the pistol. And you can see G2, again, providing a lot of respect, giving a lot of respect to their opponents. On this side, taking an eco, that's fine. I sort of expect that, right? You don't invest a lot because you're on the attacking side, and it can be hard to really get damage. The fact that they did it when they were on the defensive side earlier, though, that really surprised me. Look at the dash by Mixwell. Good attempt. No reward this time. The sneaky little play up close. The judge on Shao. We've seen it do damage before, and he pulls out the classic for another. It's a 1v3, though. Still possible for paTiTek if he's given the opportunities, but he's not.
How did Shao get that classic kill? What on earth?
Oh, look at this.
Look, it's just like,
Boom.
pressure from all sides, and still, I'll just control my crosshair, and I'll take one shot, one kill. Cool, done my job, no problem.
Pulls out the martyrdom to take him down. Just as he goes, I'm taking you with me. Well, this is a good spot, though. I mean, look, fair bit of damage. Don't consider in a full eco for G2. They can definitely have something to bounce back on in that regard because they're forcing up reinvestment from FPX, who've now had to commit quite a lot of credits on some of their players to buying up. Thing is, they took some weaker weapons, right? They had their judges in play, and when you come in with judges and specters, having reinvestment isn't the biggest of deals. In fact, even grabbing that judge up yet again to hold down on middle. And this is something that we've seen from Shao a lot. Oh, those spams are dangerous. He's lost most of his health already. He's 31 HP. If they spam that one more time, he is dead.
You hear all the shots, you're just thinking, when's the next one going to come through to me? Doesn't want to heal himself up just yet either. Doesn't want to give away the sound cue on it. The boombot's going to go out and hopefully find him some success. The continued spam shot. Oh my god.
Spraying for the right side.
Legend.
Because of where that boombot came from, they think he's on the right side. Then that player ran back to ropes. So that, oh, have they just breached it? They have, but he's okay. He wasn't hit by the aftershock. He's good to go as Angel swings for one. Shao tries to get something done, but eventually that final spam comes through to finish him off and even up the numbers.
Meddo, though, putting in work, even with a Spectre in his hands. Still the advantage for FPX, and G2 want to escape towards A, but already a rotation's coming through. paTiTek's hoping he might be able to catch some of them off guard as the flash goes up, catches a few of the players. Shadow's doing his best work to keep him at bay, and he's not done just yet. Angel getting the teleport on go. Oh, and he's able to put the hurt on one. Doesn't expect the side swipe to come in. It's still game on, but the spike won't be planted. Davidp starts off really well, but he won't be able to get the spike down. He just has to hide. And another round goes the way of FPX, but my, oh my, that was close.
It sure was, but G2 not able to get it done. The time, ultimately, again, their biggest enemy. This is a bit of a heartbreak. Now they're behind. They're on 8-7, and with that being the full buy round up against FPX's, you know, mix around, that's not where you wanted to see them falter. I think G2 are going to be... I'm really interested. I don't know if we'll have access to full comms after, but that would be really interesting just to hear everything that was going on. Because I don't know how they'll deal. Like, we know G2 are solid
What's
team.
the change up of it, right? See how different their comms are at this stage.
Absolutely.
They've never had this.
Literally never, but that's the weird thing. We're at a stage where Valorant is quite old. I don't have numbers. I don't know how many months old it is now, but it's very old. Like, there's a lot of play, there's a lot of stats out there in G2. They've been playing a long time, and yet they've literally never faced this kind of trouble. I mentioned a stat a while ago that something like 60 or 70% of their... No, I think it's more than that because that includes BO1s and BO2s. So, but a massive amount of their wins, say 70+%, are 2-0s. They rarely even lose maps.
Yeah. They've stayed the dominant force within Europe. They have not been challenged. Not effectively. It's been close at times, but never enough. Angel trying to spam him up. We'll have to back away for now. Zyppan's fallen in the meantime. Shadow's still at the back of the site. Oh, and he doesn't expect the speed to come out.
I know exactly where you are.
Problematic now for the FPX side. Cypher ult gets used, information to be had. And despite not all having great upgraded weaponry, G2 in a great spot, but look how many are close on this left-hand side. The flash goes out. They want to push on it. Angel's doing his best, but he's only able to get one. Shao there healing himself up. He's got some backup from Meddo. At least it's in a 2v2, but ardiis has popped the ult. They're right on the side of it. Shao gets the revive in as well. This perfect. The timing can come in. The spike is still possible to be defused. Ardiis all alone. He's got armor to play off of. Oh, and he gives it away. But Shao, with the revive as well, it's going to work out for him. It's going to be a 9th round on the board. But again, so close yet so far for G2.
Wow. What a play by Shao. Absolutely huge work done. Angel gets one, delays him long enough that Shao's then in position to swing through, take one kill, go back, get the heal on, swing in with another, get the res up. Everything went his way. And ardiis try as he might to delay the time and isolate that 1v1 fight. You can see the frustration really start to brew. This was a round that G2 needed. This would have put them back on the map, but now it's 9-7. And FPX are starting to run away with it. One last investment for G2. And if they lose this, they're looking at a probable 11-7 scoreline.
G2 need to pull it back, and they need to do it fast. Guns in their hands now. Not the lesser buys they've had on the previous. They're going to go for a faster play. Straight down. Zyppan ready for it. Grenades going up, but it might be too far. It might be too deep. A nice bit of damage being done. Mixwell skips on forward. And actually, he's got a bit of room to hide here. This is actually really nice for him. Meddo! Oh, this is beautiful from him. He's toying with him. He's allowing the rotate to come in, but pyth, he's having none of it. He's pushing back as much as possible. Oh, the ult coming into play as well. It's going to daze him out a bit. Davidp trying to flash his way in, and he's still trying to do it, but it's not going to be enough. Angel tapping away, and the 10th round is secured. FPX, 2 away from match point, and G2, they are struggling. They are really running out of ideas. They've gone slow. They've gone fast. They've had the mixed buys coming in there. They've had rounds that have gone extremely close, but not close enough to secure them a round.
No, not quite close enough, and it is a weird position Banks to be in right now. I'm almost pinching myself to see if I'm awake or if I'm dreaming. FPX are on the verge of beating G2. They're damn close. They're 3 rounds ahead, 3 away from victory, facing off against what is a last-ditch attempt at a buy from G2. I mean, they are investing everything they possibly can into this one. You're going down to Bulldogs. Got some Vandals to play around as well. No ultimates online as of yet. I mean, this round is weighted slightly towards FPX. I'm surprised they didn't take the eco, but then again, being so far behind, it makes sense that they want to just hit them right here and now, but the promise hasn't really been there in a lot of these rounds. That could be an opening duel. What's happened? Over towards that other side, but Shadow, he drops, and that is going to be an opening duel going the way. Zyppan eventually able to return one at least, but he is really struggling.
They've got to be oh so careful here. Finally a round that's looking good for G2, one they desperately need.
I know exactly.
We've got to continue to point out that, remember, G2 had a 1-map advantage in this. They came from the upper bracket. Angel still playing around. G2 are grouped up so close together. This is problematic. They don't want to be caught by just players swinging on them. 1-for-1 trade outs here. It's still working out. The blast pack does so much damage. He's going to try and push on it. Has he seen both players, though? That's the next thing. He's going to be stunned. He's going to try and hold on to it. But Zyppan's not able to get it done. Now only 1v1, and Meddo with the pistol. He can't survive, and pyth on 4 health and a dream. Nets G2 their first round of this half so far. after it was 5 in a row from FPX.
A wild ride, a roller coaster of emotions for G2 that they've never experienced before, but they're just about managing to hold on. Fighting tooth and nail, clawing their way right back into this series. After a 1-0 advantage, as you said, Banks, we've come to the final map. Advantage over towards FPX. You can see it in those player cams. Such a valuable addition to the broadcast, seeing these guys in this, as the rounds go on. G2, look at map 1, look at map 2. The wins that they got, they're like, yeah, we got it, cool. Now it's like this jolt. It's almost like a shock going through them. Like, oh, we got around, yes. You can see the relief in their body language alone. And that is something that literally has never been seen of G2 before. Like, I've watched a lot of their streams. I've watched a lot of their games back, simultaneously looking at tournament and stream cams, and they're never, ever stressed out.
No, not like this. Never pressured with it. Mixwell to try and make some magic happen with the ult pumped up. ardiis is there to try and find him some extra information. Shao on the side with the judge in his hand. They're going to back away. They're still going to push towards A. Zyppan's there ready and waiting. More flying out towards him. Oh, and that really threw him off with Mixwell. He may have missed the knives, but when he dashed away, Zyppan didn't know who to focus on. Shao could come up huge here, though. First one goes in for some more, but it's not going to work out. Meddo's there to back him up, and it's now all on Mixwell. He spent all of his knives. He's on 70 health. He's got the spike, and I love this position. Try and mix it up a bit. Oh, the paranoia comes out towards him. They try to spray him down. He's playing out of his own smoke as well, but that will quickly fade. It doesn't stay around for long. He's off the side of it, and both players being split up could be a massive problem here for him. He starts off onto Shadow, and Mixwell comes up clutch. Once again, they cannot believe it. It's all or nothing, and Mixwell, he's always given it his all. And FPX, they now need to start fearing, because G2 is back to G2 things.
You keep drinking whatever the hell that is, Mixwell. That was unbelievable. Look at that. So he trades out upper, goes down, gets the plant, but this, he realizes there's an overextension by Shadow, and the spray, the swing around to Angel, and you can see it. This whole street is shaking now. paTiTek, the screams out of him. Davidp as well. He's clapping for days. That was an absolutely gorgeous clutch. And oh my God. Again, though, tactical pause afterwards. It makes sense. Yeah. This was a round that you had to rely on a 1 in a million shot, and it worked out. But it ain't going to work out every time, and so you need to fix the flaws that you just saw. Smart play by G2. And also,
to talk it through.
There's another aspect of this, Banks, as well. I feel like after a big clutch like that, you call a pause, right? You figure out what went wrong in your half, but you're also just letting your opponent sit in it.
Yeah, make them think about their mistakes. Make them dwell on it. Make them suffer for a bit. For G2, you can be thinking, cool, we're doing it again. We're coming back into it. These two teams are so evenly matched right now. This is what we deserve from the last European Ignition Series Grand Final.
As long as we wait for this moment where G2 would be challenged. It's been prophesized. We've talked about it at every single event. All we wanted was a close finals. Davidp, I asked him at one point going into, I think, 2 Ignition Series ago, I said, Dave, please, give us a close finals. At least make it close. And he said, well, it's not up to me. Opponents couldn't deliver then, but FPX, well, they've stepped up to the mantle. They've stepped up to the plate. But how long can they hold on to it for? Because this lead, it seems to be fleeting.
pyth across all maps so far has not been looking good. Neither has ardiis. But pyth right now, on this map in particular, he's stepping up. He's delivering. He's giving his team what they need. But FPX want to try and get this retake on go real soon, and paTiTek tucked himself away. This could be a real problem for him. ardiis pokes on out. Angel doesn't expect the second player to be there. And Mixwell goes on the cleanup duty. 10-10, and G2, they're starting to make the magic happen. They're starting to find their form again, but you can see the nerves in everyone's eyes. It's not something we're used to seeing when we're looking at G2.
This has been the hardest challenge of G2's career. FPX stepping it up. Again, if you go back and you watch the previous games or even just check the results, it was 13-3 to G2 on each map, including Split. They wrecked FPX. And yet, here we are. That was the worst game FPX have played. It was the worst game on record for 2 of their players ever. And now they're here, and they're not putting up that same kind of weak performance, but this is a round they need to deliver in. ardiis wants to be the first man in. He's only got a ghost because he's ulting straight into this fight. He knows he'll probably die, but if he does, at least he'll take one of them with him. He doesn't find anything, but he does in a way. It's map control. That makes up for the lack of a kill as they get into the B site and get the spike down without a casualty or a bullet fired.
It's a full retake though, 5 men to push on into the site. Mixwell, he's popped the knives once again because he's had so many good rounds after round. Zyppan's there, tries to fire it off. He's able to take down ardiis, but he needs a lot more than that in this round. The flash is going up and Zyppan goes kill. paTiTek will finally put an end to it, and G2 now just need to stand strong for a little bit longer. Full control of the site. The revive coming in is going to be huge, but is it going to be enough? The rest of G2 fall, and 4 players due to the revive stay alive for FPX. They finally stopped the aggression that was being shown by G2. And it was a nice attempt with ardiis' ult, but the backing away from FPX really paid off.
It absolutely did. The fact that they had decided to take that round with upper control. I mean, ardiis taking a pistol. The whole logic there was I'm going to dive in, probably going to die, but at least I'll take one, get the info, and open up the site. But instead, he goes through. He can't really take a fight in those post plants, right? He has to get up close and personal with the ghost and try to deal the damage that way. And the return ult by Zyppan, he's like, oh, you got the site with yours. Cool. I'm going to kill you, though. Like, I'm going to get that frag. And on the back of that, it's 11-10. FPX back up in the lead. They're not allowing it to go into the hands of G2 Esports just yet. And if they get one more round, they're at least guaranteed an overtime.
Patiently waiting on the other side. Zyppan behind the smoke for now. ardiis wants the boombot to do some work for him, but Zyppan's going to fall back. Rotation's already coming in a bit towards B. I think they've got a read on what G2 might try and achieve here. They're looking for it. Plenty of abilities being used to start off with. The slow's been put on the floor. It's a nerf slow indeed. ardiis has been able to get a lot of room as Mixwell's fallen. He dashes on out, but it's a dash to his death. Shao just needs to stay hidden for now. Oh, perfect timing. Shao's delivering right when they need it. And G2 need to be oh so careful from up high, though. pyth manages to deliver. Meddo's got to be careful if he wants to try and push through this. The numbers now go in favor of G2. The spike to be planted. And oh, the timing! He's going in for more. Meddo pulls out the pistol and he's not done yet. He smacks him down and now it's a 1v1. paTiTek. He's come up clutch. He's come up huge over and over again. He expects him to be on it. And the Cypher upload comes in. How's he going to play off of it? He goes in for the kill, but paTiTek remains strong. A huge pickup. And the pressure was all over G2. But they still managed to even it up. No one is taking a big lead in this yet. No one is going to achieve match point until this round.
I don't know if my heart can take much more of this. The fact that Meddo gets right up in there to take those fights again and again. He's such a consistent and smart player. We see him lock down that site many a time over towards upper B and on the site itself. He avoided the ultimate coming through from ardiis in the previous round, and this time he was there to pull them back into it, but the clutch just evades him. One round in between an overtime guarantee for either of these teams. The full investments from both as G2 have just been clawing back in with very explosive plays. It seems to be working out for now because they just have these players that they're able to lean on. That individual performances coming out. paTiTek as well. At this point, I think he's been the most impressive player, certainly when it comes to consistency for this lineup across the entirety of this tournament. And as we move into what could be the decision maker, really, the round that decides which team walks away with it. It's a slower approach by G2, but they're about to explode onto this site.
This explosion's coming in the form of ardiis with a bulldog in his hand. He doesn't even need one of the main rifles to get the job done. He wants to take his team through and grab that match point. More spam coming out, but Shadow's able to reply a little bit. They're still outnumbered, certainly outgunned. The spike will be planted, and Angel needs to try and find himself a weapon as well. He's still walking around that Sheriff, and yeah, he's been able to do a hell of a lot in previous games, but it's again the Bulldog. It's again ardiis. He may have not had the best finals performance, but he's stepping up when his team needs it. Shadow looking for an opportunity here, but he's completely surrounded. Has he got a hope in hell chance with this with no abilities to play with either? Wants to try and bait out the player, but pyth is right behind him. It's an execution. And it could be the final chance done for FPX. I'm surprised they're not calling a timeout here, Midge. G2 have made it to match point when FPX have been in such a good spot.
If
They
you're
had the
FPX,
lead.
Man, can you imagine being FPX though? You had the lead, as you were saying. They come all the way up into this one. They start smashing out rounds. It's looking like it's their game. G2 have expanded all their tactical timeouts. First time we've seen that, by the way. And then you lose it at the last second, 13-11. We talked about it before, Banks. You know, having that close loss is worse than being smashed. When you get 13-3, you come in and you say, oh, we messed up. We did nothing right. Yeah, it's fine. We know what to fix. When you get 13-11, you start questioning every little mistake that you made along the way. It is heartbreaking. From what we've seen of G2 so far, they seem to have a handle back on this game. They're playing it explosively towards the B site, consistently, exploiting a weakness that they've found. But then they slow it down in the previous. They take mid control. They make FPX really guess. And at this point, it becomes so hard to predict. It's a weak buy for FPX as they come into the penultimate round of regulation, and there is a whole lot to do, Banks, to stay alive.
Oh, there's a hell of a lot to do to stay alive, and it's not working out for him. G2, they push on in. Shao's doing his best to push them back, but Davidp is going full force into this one. Shadow's fallen as well, and only 2 members of FPX remain. It's not looking good for them at all here.
Raz, at least. Shao's able to get Shadow back up.
13-11, Mitch. G2 Esports take the final European Ignition Series event that we will see. It looked like FPX were going to be able to take it away from them. They were in the lead on the last map, despite being at a map disadvantage. But G2 find a way. These are the true champions of Europe, possibly the champions of the world. They have been dominant across every single Ignition Series event. Finally, they have been tested. But you gotta say, these guys, it doesn't matter if they're down completely. It doesn't even look like they're not looking like the same on their cameras. They're able to pull it through. They're able to pull it back. They believe in their individual skills and the setup that they have. And my oh my, it continues to work for them no matter what any other team throws at them. Your champions here of the Blast Twitch Valorant Invitational, G2 Esports.
Time after time, Banks, these guys just deliver.